Good evening, ladies and gents, and welcome back to this week's GKP Live. Usual thing, guys, we'll be right back after this, he says. He says, and he can't even find his own little intro. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us. Anthony, I hope you're good, mate.
Yeah, very well, mate. Very well, you?
Yeah, good. Glad to be back, but gutted to be not still there. But that's another story. It was brilliant. Had a nice break and a nice relax, but bounced straight back to reality, going back to work Wednesday morning. Oh. But it was brill. Had a lovely time. Weather was good. Where's the bed? I've got contacts in. I don't need them. I've got a choice now to go with the old specs or contacts. So I thought my granddaughter always cries when she looks at me. So I thought I'd try it without the glasses on, and it didn't make any difference. It made none at all. So yeah, they're in the. I'm wearing them now because I wanted to see what it was like, to see if I could do it all night without the glasses on. So thought I'd give it a go, see what it was like, see if I can still read stuff. Everything looks massive, and yeah, makes you look 10 years younger. Thank you very much, Colin. You could be the number. In fact, I shall give that one a star. Thank you very much, Colin. 10 years younger. I wish. We got an evening crafty, and thank you for the Kajaku. It's a banger, mate. Beats all my bigger ones to the food.
You're very welcome, man. It's a nice fish, that.
I actually, well, yeah, I've got a little bit of bad news. Come home on Tuesday. We got back home for about 4:30. Everything at garden had grown by about 2 foot. So even the background, you can see just above my head where the Christmas tree is. That bush there had closed off halfway the path to come through the gateway. So I trimmed all that back, cut out lawn, and half trimmed one other bush in back corner. And when I was sat there looking at pond, I thought everything looks all right. Everything's good. No problems, no issues. Everything's feeding fine. I thought, sweet, happy days. Tomorrow evening when I get home, I can do a water change, a good filter clean. Everything's good. We've been away for a full week. No problems. Got up Wednesday morning, came out. My brand new shower, which was purchased by the gifts from everybody, dead as a doornail. No idea why. No idea what was wrong with it or what happened to it or what's going wrong with it. I bagged up the fish and I thought I ain't got time to do any scrapes or whatever, so I bagged it up, put in some water in a bag and off to work. Come back, got back home, and I'd done 7 scrapes on it. 3 from one side, 3 from the other side, because it didn't make a difference. I didn't have to worry about taking too much slime off or damaging fish because it's already dead. And I found 1 fluke alive. That was it. Nothing. Gills perfectly clean. Nothing wrong with it at all. But yeah, lost my little belting shower that I got from Exclusive Koi. One of them things, it's not wrong with fish, not wrong with parameters. Everything else is fine. That one fish just decided it was sick of living. So let's put it down to that. I can't find anything wrong, can't find anything at all. So one of those unfortunate events, but I'll just have to pick myself up something at a later date and go again. But other than that, it's been a good week. It's been sweet. Apart from work, that was crap. Yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. What we got there? Colin says, wife had to trim and push today as well. Oh, shite, man. I actually thought that was going to be a genuine comment then, Colin, and I read it out. I thought, damn it, too late, I've already started. There we got that one already. Sorry. That one there, Crafty. Thanks for the car, Q. It's beautiful, settled in well.
Welcome, Gav. Never good one.
I tell you what, we had just had a look at this, Cole. I hope you don't mind, mate, but I'm going to bring this one up and show this because this was one of Colin's new ones, and he's posted in group. So I'm going to guess he ain't going to mind. Hey, 1 second. I shall bring you in. There you go. Good evening,
hey,
mate.
What's happening?
Mate, you had a trim.
Mate, restaurant barbers, boys, as sharp as a nut.
Did you have that top half re-sprayed a little bit? Like, does that have a bit of a touch-up, bit of colour to it?
Oh, back, yeah, we filled all in it back.
Shoe polish, like.
Not as bad as yours, Craft, but anyway.
Mate, mine's going backwards like that.
Yeah. I couldn't ask for that effect on beard like yours at front, that fucking grey bit.
Mate, that's like a silverback gorilla. It shows dominance.
Beautiful, mate.
Oh, I'm laughing at that. I'm everywhere. Fuck you all.
What, like everywhere?
Well, it's starting to go grey everywhere, mate. Yeah, eyebrows, man garden. Yeah.
Legs. I wasn't on about the manga. I was on about your legs and toes, mate.
Yeah, well, no, yeah, no.
Oh man!
Let's have a quick share of this one because this is a little banger. This is Colin's new fish. Look at that. It's mint. Put that down there. I bought that.
That is shit.
That is wicked, that, mate. Cole, that is absolutely mint, mate. Beautiful.
Love beautiful.
Look at that. Dibs it anyway before everybody asks. I've already got first dibs on it.
Yeah, it's a banger, isn't it?
It is a banger, mate.
On that, mate.
It's stunning.
Nice.
I just thought I'd just quickly share that one because he posted in group showing off his new fish. So I thought that's got to be brought up, and I'd let everybody have a look at that. For all those that might be interested, and if you are obviously interested, I'll give minor mention. Gaz's Koi Pond community on Facebook. If anybody wants to share any of the pictures of their Benny Gingas for tonight, now is your time. Please send them in. You will find the post where it says, good evening, ladies and gents. Don't forget to tune into this week's live show. post your pictures of your Benny Gingas in there, then we don't get them all coming in for last minute kind of thing. But feel free to share any pictures of your Benny Gingas that you've got. It'd be nice to see some.
Here's some homework. What does Ginga mean? Don't you be saying, Gus. Let these guys. Let's see if they know.
There you
It's
go.
just
What does
some
Ginga
version
mean?
of Minga.
Minga Ginga. Or Ginga Minga. Some of them are, to be fair.
Oh yeah, proper dogs.
The Benny Ginga is an old traditional breed, isn't it? That they don't really do all that much as what they used to do. But like 20 years ago, it was a very popular style of fish, wasn't it?
It's quite a new variety in the koi world.
Is it really?
New varieties go.
Kaze and Aoki do some absolutely superb ones. I bought a couple, I think, probably about 2 years ago now. Really hard variety to sustain, though. They get quite fat. They're like a Kajaku sort of farmed variety, getting up like the old cricket bat shape going on sometimes. But when you do farm, yeah, literally. Need a cricket bat underneath them, send them over the edge. But they do some really nice. I actually sorted my growing ponds out this week and got a couple in there with some really unique styles, all like jet black, white nostrils, white bits on the face, all Benny up the back from Aoki that I've been growing, and they look superb. They're coming on really, really well.
You should say that
already now in like 4
Canada.
weeks. I think in the 4 week period I've been growing, and they've already gone from like average size like 15 to 18. They're already now up to 22 to 29 cm.
Yeah, Bubbles has come up with an idea.
This one, is it milky white crafter?
Nearly. Everyone's been receiving their fish today.
We've actually got one of the fish that's been shared this evening. Is actually is it Casse? Is that the right way of saying it?
Casse.
Benny Ginga from there, and from when it was a younger fish when he got it to what it is now. Man, has that fish changed in colour? It looked more a brown colour.
Is that the one that Marcus posted?
Yes, it is, mate. Yeah, is
that unreal? That's
nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that from yours, Roy?
I don't know where it's from, mate, to be honest with you, but it's when you get one like that, and this is the thing, especially dark Kajaku and Ginga at Tozai young age, people always overlook them and think, oh, they look too dark. And that's a prime example. People at Tozai would probably disregard that fishing, but you know what? I'm not giving it the time of day. You've got to give fish time, especially in a grow-on project.
So changed, didn't it?
It's unreal. The scalation, the reticulation, it's just that is mind-blowing, that.
Yeah.
And the way the sumi shifts as well. It's another good one.
They have light phases and dark phases, don't they? They go through 2 phases through, or seasonally, supposedly. But I can see that mine in the winter.
They was actually bought in as a scaled variety, not the Benny Ginga, the Ginga, before they added the red, as a scaled versus of the fish that you really like, Matsu Kawabaki.
Ah, right.
But then they become quite popular. So they started crossbreeding again. And that's when Aoki sort of took the reins and sort of led the charge on that.
Oh, there Sarah says, looking forward to getting my new koi off of Crafty tomorrow.
Yeah, that went out today.
Oh yeah, sweet.
Been putting a shift in, Craft?
Mate, I'm on holiday. I ended up going work and putting a fucking full day in.
Oh, nice.
He's got a big nose, mate. He's got to notice these imperfections on some people.
It's all right. I'll chime upon me in a minute. He loves having a little pop at me, doesn't he?
He has a pop at everyone.
Claude says I was shocked at how much I missed my koi when I went away for 3 days. Is this normal? My daily routine was disrupted. I got to admit, mate, I did look at mine every day on camera. I was surprised just how well. I was thinking, this is mad. I'm sat here outside at pool. I can have a look at my fish quicker than what I can connect to them from frigging Manchester. It was literally instant 5G over there, man. In Greece, everywhere 5G. No, even down at beach, side at beach. In fact, I'm swimming underneath sea with my camera, filming fish with 5G on screen, thinking I can't even get 5G in Huddersfield, man. What the hell is this about? What's going on here?
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Gatwick Koi Marcus said he got that from.
Gatwick Koi. It's nice as that.
No.
I can't say Benny Ginga 30-ish when I got it a few years ago now, before I learned how to grow fish properly. 50 cm last month in the video in the reply. And yeah, that's... Well, we'll bring them up later on anyway for everybody to have a look at. If anybody else has got any more they want to share with us, like I said, just post them in there. If anybody else does want to join the Facebook community, feel free to do so. It's Gaz's Koi Pond community on Facebook. And I have also started a new GKP WhatsApp group. We're about 50 odd members at present, and more the merrier. If anybody wants me to drop in a link, then I can do, and we can, if anybody's interested, just a little bit of a natter and a chat throughout the day, so you can get any koi tips, help, info, just a general bit of banter and a bit of a laugh. So there is a GKP community up and running again with about 50 odd members at present. Feel free. Let me know if you want it, and I'll post it in the comments as a link. Milky Way Ginga. So Milky Way. Metallic white koi. Who the fuck is Ryan? There you go.
Here he is.
75 quid. Marcus, that were a bargain then, wasn't it?
Yeah, bargain. This is the thing though as well, varieties like that, you can pick them up at a bargain, because a lot of dealers, if they don't give them the time of day, they've got the facility to actually grow them and raise them, you just end up get rid, because they look at them and think, well, they're too dark, people won't want them. I'm showing no interest in them.
That's my favourite.
They're actually a really, really exciting fish, I think.
Yeah, I think they're lovely, mate.
Yeah, they're quite a hard sale though, because people don't understand them as well.
I'll let these guys have a natter, mate, between themselves, and I shall find that for you, and I shall post it up now.
What's that? What, your community?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Anyway, let's address a topic that's an elephant in room in koi industry right now that I've seen this week on Facebook about judging standards.
Excellent.
That could be a good topic to talk to tonight and get tongues waggling. So I've got fucking a lot of time for this.
Yeah, me too.
Fucking hell, where do we start with it?
Judging standards.
Well, that's the thing. Where do you start with it? Because
no, do you know what? Fair play to Craig, and I don't mind saying it because he posted it and he's got his name all over it. But he's 100% right in what he's saying. He's not digging anybody out. The genuine concern, again, from what I've seen, the caliber of the fish at the Northeast show, what I'd seen was superb. I think for such a small closed show, phenomenal. And the first thing I always look at is what's won top major honours. And I'll tell you now, upside down, backwards disgrace, the whole lot of it. Like, I'll say that quite openly. There's fish there that hands down beat them in Pacific areas. And I sit there and I think, how? Justification. It's all about, people want to show fish. They clearly had really good support there. People I've seen as well, newcomers that have been at the National, they've been at the Northeast, they're going to probably go to Newark's, Great British Koi Show. The topic of conversation just developed more and more as people was commenting, they've got the views on it. You've got your typical purists that have been around for years that are just so stalemated and just sat there within the hobby. And I've also seen a lot of positive comments about what can we do to move forward. But all I see as well at the same time to move forward is, and a lot of people, and I know people have tried doing it in past and it's been a topic of conversation for the last 2 years, is trying to bring some Japanese influence into the judging that we can actually get, because I'm not being funny, I know Japanese judges, 3 of them could single-handedly walk around that show, judge it within 10 minutes, and it'd be done. And you would get the right results. And I would love one day to get a comparison of what 3 Japanese breeders look like against the full set of British judges in a room.
I think they'd be worlds apart, though, right?
It would be worlds apart, but that's what I'm saying. It'd be good for everybody to see. and not alienate anybody, just to put out there, look, this is what we're doing as our top honours, yeah, but this is what our Japanese influencers give us, yeah, boom, this is what that looks like on their part. And I tell you now, it would be night and day. And even the things what they've come down to saying is little things in Japan, what you see a lot of, yeah, and I've been in this position myself this year at the IJKS. When you start talking about contending for a GC, they are putting VATs side by side to judge. Yeah, so you can see the way they swim, body comparison. You can't do it other side at fucking sports hall or other side at field. It's not even possible. Yeah, it's not even a thing. You can't even do that properly to get to that standard. But I tell you what I do see as well, there's a lot of separation in industry when actually there actually isn't. You know, we talk about dealers getting on. We talk about what people can do for each other in industry. I tell you now, the people, and I'm not saying this is all people, and don't think I'm alienating anybody, I want to say this, people that control or run the shows, yeah, are not willing to ask dealers for help. It's not even an option in their book.
Correct.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
100%. If somebody came to me and said, can you support us by getting breeders over here, you know, in some way, shape or form, what's it going to look like to cost, or are you going to fund it for us, or whatever you're going to do, 100%, I'll do it. Prime example this year for me, what really got my back up was the auction koi at the National. Yeah. We donated 5 koi, which in all fairness was good koi for what we had to turn around in a last minute do. Yeah, we donated them. I even stood there on a busy period on the Sunday and auctioned them off myself to raise funds for the National. But if they'd have actually contacted me prior to me knowing I was going to Japan in May and said, look, guys, we need some help here, rather than relying on the old sources that have been doing it for years that, quite honestly, are putting no time and effort into it anymore, say, do you know what, we need some auction fish. I could have been there with the contacts that I've got and raised those fish for the National and put a better spread on than what we already did this year. And that's making things better all the time. But there is not the time and effort being put into even, like, get dealers in a room, speak to people. Like, that's the biggest part of the separation we have right now for koi show.
I've fed that back, right. So did you must have received an email with regards to feedback off the BKKS, off the National?
I never replied to him.
I've fed back that, you know, there should be more influence from dealers at the show.
1,000,000%.
Considering without us, that show don't go ahead.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Without anybody, the show doesn't go ahead. But ultimately, the fees that we pay are substantially more than what
they're up there now. They are proper money now.
You know, and I think that would do everyone the world a good for dealers to be able to go shoulder to shoulder and have input, whether or not things get bought in or they don't. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter. It still brings dealers together.
Yeah,
you know, and new dealers and old dealers. You know,
Shinkokai was a prime example of it. End of the day, that's been organised by a dealer that's managed to get dealers together to do something. And being honest, it is a good format. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't take part in it myself, but listen, at the end of the day, it's still a good concept to what they've done. It adds another award in a different dynamic, a different level of judging, and I think that's what it needs. You know, I'm being honest, I think it is what it needs. And I just think, as a collateral, I think there needs to be more effort and input from a lot of people, you know, public included, because at the end of the day, they're spectators that go there and they know what they want to see in terms of, do you want to look at certain types of koi? I've always said the major honours should be put in, like in Japan. Yeah, the major honours, you know exactly where to walk to find them. Yeah, they're in vats on their own, isolated. The fish should be moved. After judging, the fish should be moved, and like, that's grand champion, mature, adult, whatever, they should be in their own vats. Yeah, that to me has always been the first thing that I would look at, and they need to spend the money on and make a big show around that. You know, rather than looking at show and just lap and know which fish is it, and you're looking, no, that's grand champion. Yeah, make a little bit more effort in terms of that straight away, seeing that. Again, probably how they're being judged. There's only a handful of judges, I'm telling you now, that I've got any faith in, and you can never get them all in one room together. And it is an handful. The rest of it's an absolute shit show. Honestly, and people, I've seen it over the last years, they've got bent heads, dents in their heads, scars up the side. I'm thinking, I know you can't take it away from the people that have won these awards, yeah, and I'm not alienating anybody when I say this. This is all constructive, I think, for our industry. We need to see some, not massive change, but the standards of what we're doing need to go up. Like, and they can for everybody. Even the dealers that are standing at these shows, the effort they're putting in, you know, all of it across the board. Literally, the Nationals are the fucking, honestly, it's for the last few years, it's been phenomenal. Since we've come back after COVID, that thing has been literally at the peaks. But the conversations I've had with two young lads around these shows about bringing Japanese judges in, as soon as they mentioned about spending any money to do with it, bringing any Japanese breeders in, funnily enough, they've been kicked off at fucking board. Yeah, so straight away, that's my first question I want to ask is why? Because seriously, that shouldn't. If people bringing judges out, bringing Japanese, let's face it, right? For an hobbyist, if you're a mid-level hobbyist or even a low-level hobbyist, and you can get the chance to meet,
or even just to see them,
just to even see them and get to the chance to ask them one question, that would draw people to a show. 1,000,000%.
Yeah.
Million.
One guy did come to
Shintaro.
Newark. I did go to get. I shook his hand and had a photo with him. But you're right, mate. It does. That isn't a
Which is great. But who actually knew at that show again about the advertising? Who he was, where he was, when he was coming, what seminar did we have for him to actually again learn off these people?
Any of that?
Nothing. All we'll do is keep expanding shows out and stick more stands in. That's all I've seen of late. Is we'll expand the show out because we think it's great, and literally, we'll put more dealers in. We'll try and earn money or more money for committee.
Don't help.
Spend a little bit of money to get a little bit in. Like if they pay for one breeder, there is people out there, trust me, if they asked, that would make the effort. And again, someone said it actually on that post was, why don't we go to the Shinkokai members and ask if they can raise the standards of what we're doing and bring it in? You know, we've seen it as well at National this year. I mean, even talking about out loud here, and no praise to either what me or you do, Craft, but dealers need vetting, even still at national at these toy shows, to be an actual main purpose of what they're doing and the standards that we bring for everybody within this industry. Not only one for the standards we bring, but to protect everybody as hobbyists in the standards of what we do in terms of hygiene, quality, everything. You know, it needs to be dealt with. And not, like I said, this is not about assassinating anybody. You know, if Alan's watching, he'll probably agree. It's not about ripping things apart. It's about how we build them up to make them more successful. You know, I've seen people sat on YouTube channels fucking killing BKKS. No, they don't do anything wrong. But what I hear a lot about the BKKS is, what do I get for my membership? That's all the main question I get asked all the time is, why would I sign up to it? Because what do I get for my membership? That, again, I know, put the membership price up if it needs to, but put something in it. You know, rather than keeping the membership low fee and you just signed up to get a plastic card come through post. I mean, it's nothing, is it? You know, I just think that the whole thing of it all, and I do see it, the resistance and the ideas and the thought process. We had it, Craft, as well at National. What did we get told? We're going to reduce the amount of water you're going to have to put precast filters on.
Yeah.
Wow. Yet we haven't got a fucking we haven't got the electric capacity to feed and do all that.
Well, we didn't anyway with what we had.
No. You know, bearing in mind, we can't even...
They did fix the problems we had. But yeah, you're right. But that don't take away from the judging standards. And I think, I mean, I don't know, but I would hope that there's conversation, because what we got to remember is that in what happens when the judges judge, they come up with what they come up with, and I for one stand by the JSC, because that's what we've got in the UK, and we need a standard of sorts, right? But are we going to get? Are we still going to get the right fish? Is there going to be a difference? Is there a big learning curve? And in that discussion, I threw in the Sankey that looked like it had a small head and a huge mass body, all right? And I remember everyone going, fucking hell, do you remember that? That's a fucking piece of shit, blah, blah, blah. But the Japanese put it in their top 5 and it got down to the final 3, right? Again, I think that some exhibitionists that show their koi, they will always have something to say, whether it's the right fish or the wrong fish. Mm. And I really think that, right, the BKKS may not get it right all the time according to different people. But nevertheless, I really think that certain standards should be published more, so people understand what guidelines are being looked at, because it's like a secret society, and there's a reason for it, because if them standards then do get published, then everyone starts to look at fish in a completely different way. And is that good for business? Is it not? Who knows? But even if it was just
honestly though, I could go to Japan and show them all the major honours. I could print pictures off and show them all the major honours we've had over our major shows this year, and they would laugh. They would laugh.
Yeah.
And I agree. The names attached to some fish and just go, what the how's that done that?
I mean, if people, I put a video out on the Northeast. I don't know if you see it, right, but really good quality video. And I'm not saying it because I put it out there. The pictures are really good. You see the fish really clearly. There's no air in the vats when I go around filming.
Yeah, that
because they turned them off for me. And even me, I didn't see them on the Saturday. I seen them on the Sunday, and I know that may make a difference. But even I spoke to Alan and I said, "Fuck me, man. Ours, to me, that shouldn't have had GC." But it did, and I'll take nothing away from that. But to me, there was better fish.
Coming back to that GC thing, actually, just before we go off topic here, this is another thing I've seen as well. That fish has been allowed to win GC there more than once. Yeah, and looking at it, yeah, and I'm not pulling it down. That's clearly at the time what they thought could be the only best fish to win GC.
Yeah.
But when we had the best Sankey inside the UK for probably 20 years, what Rad took to the southeast, as an absolute first-class hobbyist, perfect raising skills, an amazing fish, he got told he couldn't bring that fish back anymore. Yeah, and we let one of the top hobbyists within England not bring that fish back. The same thing I see happening now is within the top hobbyists. Yeah, people like Lee Manning have got superb fish, top quality raising skills, know how to raise a fish. They know what they're looking at. Yeah. Best non-go Sankey down at the southeast also was won for about 5 years straight in a Shiro that had major flaws. Yeah. That should not be allowed to happen. You can't have one war for one and one for another. Don't work like that in this game. In Japan, you're allowed to take fish back time after time, but the Japanese breeders also know when to call it time. Yeah. So in a year, you should be able to allow, certain big fish should be allowed 1 or 2 shows at top to compete in, not all the way across board like some of them are doing. And I think as well, I just looking at it thinking there's the style of how listen, it's hard for them. But again, if they make their judging capacity more workable, like they do in Japan, even like at the IJKS, they're all put into bags, blown up, rolled around on floor, side by side, so they can see what is going off with that fish. If that's the way you need to do it, but trust me, they need to get to a better solution, because I'm telling you now, some of the results I'm seeing at the moment are frightening, and it major concern. Major. And I don't know if it's because I'm looking at, again, judges, they've been around for a long time, yeah?
That's what I'm just going to say, Ryan. Do you think it's a case of, I don't mean this in a disrespectful way, but more like the dead man's shoes, where it could do with an injection of new, younger blood to come in there with newer ideas, where bring things forward a little bit, make it a bit more advanced rather than sticking with the old traditional stuff. Yeah.
Times change in any industry, and we are judging fish back from where I see, I could dust off a fucking Bible from 1990s, yeah, and we're judging that now. I might be wrong when I say that, but I can certainly guarantee that's the thought.
You're not wrong to an extent for some judges. When you look at the progression of the koi from 20 years ago to now, the body shape is completely different, isn't there? Sakai, the Sakai build is what everyone goes to. However, there's still some judges out there that still don't understand that, which is, to me, mind-boggling, because when you look at the evolution and how koi, the body shape has changed, I know the standard gets changed every single year, all the time. It's like, but for me, it's the standard may change, but like electricians, right? I know it's a weird analogy, but electricians have to sit a course every single year to stay up to date with the standards, right? So, you know, I have put again, like, should judges not have to sit refreshers on the standards every single year in order to show that their ability to judge has changed with the standard?
But even
Because
the young people of late have been fucking. That's frightening to see how they're getting trained. You know, there's 2 younger people that have been trained in the judging program, and it's frightening. Listening, actually, physically, you stand over the other side of that and actually listen to what they're saying. It's frightening. Yeah,
I struggle with that because I'm quite deaf, but yeah.
Well, I know, but anyway.
Like people know when I'm ear rolling, Max. My ears like that because we good ears towards them. But you know, there's pros and cons, and I personally think that there's always going to be exhibitionists that disagree. I think there's dealers that are going to disagree. But I think, if anything, there needs to be something where there's Q&A so people understand. Because from what I see, it's only there's never necessarily any comeback on it. It's a lot of I'm seeing this. Should we do that? Should we do? Which is brilliant, and that feedback, in order to build it, like you say, is going one way. But because there's never a response, you don't know how far it's going. What flaws are involved, what blocks are in the way, you know, and to me, that's the bit that everybody needs to understand. You know, so for instance, there was a comment made of Shinkaiko judging, and it's like at that point, it's like you guys get struck off simply because you're dealers, and you dealers are not allowed to judge, right? So, but in America, in Japan, Shinkaiko members are the ones that do all the judging. You know, it's one of them. It's a different set of rules over here to what they've got in Japan as well, which doesn't help. But the standards put in there, when you look at it from a perspective of judging in the UK, it's aimed at the hobbyist rather than the breeder. So it's slightly different in comparison. Although, be it, I understand where people are going. I think you're totally right. Having Japanese people across to do judging would be fantastic, and it would bring people in. Whether or not I reckon the standard would be far apart.
But knowing that Japanese breeders are actually judging, and we're going to get a fair appraisal, we would be able to entitle to get better hobbyists back into the centre ring. Because there's people. I've known 3 of my clients don't even bother because they said, "What's the fucking point?" That's the answer I get. What's the point? I'm going to stress my fish out, take him there. We have an unfair result, and it's true. Because I think I've grown up in this industry from fucking knee high, and I'm still seeing the same people in that centre ring now, but they think they're all the fucking roost. I'll be honest. They think they can go there, biggest cock fucking wins. Done. Needs to change. The whole concept needs to change. We need, the same judges are judging the same fish for years, and they know exactly whose fish they are. There should be none of this bollocks either. It should be a complete and utter unknown team of people walking in with good experience, judging them fish, not knowing who Tom, Dick, or Harry is.
Do you not think it's like that in a lot of aspects of showing, no matter what the type of thing is, though? It is a traditional British way, in it, that we all seem to do something. If you're into horse showing, if you're into guinea pig showing, if you're into dog showing. I mean, I've done dog showing, and I've seen my dog that I purchased from a champion breeder take a second place every time it competed against this lady's dog that bred my dog, and mine was a far better dog, even told by the judge at the end of the show, yours should have really taken first place, but that lady is so-and-so, and she's had best in crufts 3 times, so we've got to go with the dog that's been picked, because obviously that's, I'm not saying it's exactly the same, but there is an element of old school picking old school because Peter knows Paul and he likes his fish kind of thing. Do you think there's a lot of that going on then?
I think. Go on, mate.
Go on, mate.
I think, being honest, I think there is. I see it too much as well, because what I see is contradiction as well. Yeah, Alan Tate gives a lot of time up to talk to people about how their results have been based. Yeah, when they've gone, Alan, how's that not one? He'll sit there and he'll tell them, and he'll explain to them about why it's not, or it's not ready, or this or that. But then what I see is at the top of the order is a complete and utter fucking contradiction. They talk about, what is the first thing that anybody talks about of a koi when you're being judged in a koi show? What's the first thing that they talk about?
Body.
Yeah. So why the fuck is GC that thin? Shouldn't be happening. Sorry. Like, literally, I've seen it twice this year in 2 shows. GC over here should be stacked to fuck. Sorry, it should.
Yeah, it should be the grand champion. Should be grand in gesture and size and everything in every way.
Yeah. Same again. So they're talking about body. Show me where body is on some of them fish that won last weekend. Show me where it is. This is what I'm saying. It's an absolute contradiction of what they're saying and what they're doing, and actually in the awards that are coming out. Yeah, because I don't see it personally.
And that is that
You're
down.
letting good quality hobbyists, people like Lee Manning, yeah, who literally, I've got a lot of time for that guy. He's a fucking brilliant guy, an absolute credit to our hobby, and he raises fish. Yeah, he's won GC at national how many times? 3, 4 times.
Yeah,
He's getting to the point where he's like, what's the point anymore?
Because he's going to romp it anyway. He knows he's going to win it.
No, he will, but they get at the same time. It's like, but why? You know, but because again, you want to see. I'm not being funny. Somebody needs to go there, and again, we've got to refuel hobbyist fire as well, like him, to go. Someone new's going to come in and go, "Hello, I'm bringing your fucking game to you." So then he's going to go, "Wait a minute, I need some new blood coming in here into my centre ring," or you know, it's something like that to keep the hobby also going. So that in the competition's fierce, it's not ever. You know, it's not. It's just. I personally, I think there's a lot of flaws in it at the moment.
So Perspective says, and we're right on this one. It's becoming a joke.
It kind of is, but then the problem is, are they going to accept the help off the Japanese if they come over? You know, actually listen and adopt this situation of what we're talking about doing as well. Because at the end of the day, breeders will come over and they will put their time to it. Yeah, they are going to come over and invest time to do it. They're going to come over and they know they've got to do this day that they probably don't feel comfortable with doing, but they're going to go and put the time in, walk around, meet and greet, photos, give a seminar, all this stuff. So again, maybe for everybody to learn in a community is put them in a tent for a seminar and say, look, you've got option A, option B, which one wins? They will tell you exactly who, for, what, where and why. You know, and again, this is the thing, we've got to learn off people. What do you think I do when I go to Japan? I'm like a sponge. I'm chewing people's ear off. Why is this? Why is that? What's happening with this? What's this new bloodline? What's this? I'm buying fish in Japan to keep them there, to raise them, to learn from them. You have to keep this hobby going. Yeah. I don't care how long you've been in industry as well, even for hobbyists. You can, trust me, go back out to Japan and relearn what's out there now, because it's a different world from what it was when I first went in 2005. It's a different world out there now to what it is now. You've got NND promoting on Facebook the other day. They're trying to raise Tozai to 53 cm by fucking April. Yeah. Because that's genetic-wise, again, what we're talking. And then you think them Tozai are going to be skinny. I tell you now, they're going to be built like Nisai. The things will be huge. There'll be a 2-man lift by autumn. Seriously. And you're thinking, but this is, again, a different side of the hobby. Yeah, don't get me wrong, you do see some big fish with some big bodies at shows, but then you look at, again, you've got to break down the rest of the koi down. It's not all, you know, you've got to, you're talking full.
It's not all about the body, is it? It's got to have the right stature and everything else on it. It's got to have the good skin luster and a good pattern, and then you've got
a lot of like, I'm just digesting what's saying. So a lot of what goes on with regards to the fish that go, the judges can only judge what's put through the benching team. So the benching team, if they're seeing wonky heads, if they're seeing scars at fish, or, you know, cut ray fins or whatever, short ray fins, they should be disqualifying them fish. Gone, you know, or they go in the vat, but they don't get judged because, you know, they're not meeting the standard fucking full stop. You know, so sometimes it's down to the teams of people that are benching them fish through, letting them through, because I ain't got the balls to say, fucking sorry, that one's not meeting the standards.
Needs to be there. Needs to be.
And it should, and that's where it can also be spoiled.
Even from the point of, like, as a Shinkoku, I remember we get a magazine sent through, Geken Nishikigoi, comes through early part of year from all Japan up through showing season, comes through, and it's, obviously Japanese, read it back to front, you're looking at all the fucking pictures. I never see a fish from 12 centimeters to 100 plus with a fucking defect. Nothing. Don't see a single fish with a defect. And honestly, some of my high-end clients have really started to just show in Japan now, because the fish they're buying of that level, they feel that's full justification for them and what they do. And don't get me wrong, it costs a lot more money, but I completely agree with them. Because, if it loses and don't win anything, it's lost by, literally.
Minuscules.
Yeah.
It's won by, that fish that's beat it, you can see why it's beat it, and you go, fair play.
Yeah. Getting into them sort of shows is, a breeder's not going to put his name to any shit.
No, so they don't take anything. If it's not worthy of going, listen, I've had fish before where clients have gone, look, I need this into next show, I want it in, and they've gone, nah, won't be happening. Forget it.
Lisa asked a quick question there. Is it the cost in why judges not being asked over? For example, Ryan, if they'd have come to you back end of last year before, or mid last year, and said, look, Ryan, do you reckon you can get some Japanese breeders over here to come over and be part of any of these koi events that we've got going on and play part and being, judging some of those fish? Do you think you would have been able to get something that sorted and then people over here that have been interested in doing it?
100%.
So
I've already got one lined up for next year that's paying for himself to come, because he actually generally wants to as well at the same time. And again, we're going to arrange a translator to be there at the same time so we can learn off this person.
Yeah.
That's the point. But that's
I might be able to help with a translator.
That's a cost of it all being done. Yeah. And if it does cost, it costs. End of the day, I don't want to put my money. Listen, if they said to me, do you want to sponsor a show? Yeah, there's nothing about sponsoring a show, but I want to know where my money's going. They can say, oh, well, it puts this on, it puts that on.
But it don't bring business.
We all pay rent. We all pay everything else that we do around it to put that show on. We all pay for the VATs. We all pay for entry fees. Yeah. What sponsorship goes to the show, again, I don't know the ins and outs of the finances it shows, but trust me, I know there's enough money go through them that, I'd like to, again, just ask, why can't we pay for the BKKS to generate one member of Jap? And bearing in mind, it's not if they don't want to come, it's a messed up time of season for us in our showing season to ask them to come over here because it's breeding season. It's also very, very difficult. So we have to approach, like Shintaro was able to come over because his son's doing all the work now at the farm. That's fine. And he's got a good relationship with Tim. Fantastic. But Tim's a person that's tried to fly the flag and help last year. And not being funny, probably thought, do you know what, I'm not going to start helping again, because why? He's a respected person within industry. He's got the pull of it, be able to bring people over. Ask him for help. If you ask for help, people will help. End of the day, that is it. And if you can't, it's a case of they can't do it financially. If they can't do it financially, they will help, but just say, look, it will cost this. Is there some way we can generate this kind of money to do so? Between, again, a pull of dealers or whatever we can do, again, fine.
But, the cost of the VAT is not extortionate, right? In comparison, bearing in mind, it's all exhibitors in Japan, right, are the ones that pay the fees for the Japan Koi show to go ahead. Yeah. I'll put a question out on this show last year saying, would people be up for paying more money for their VATs? And it come back a majority, yes, they would. Yeah. Right. So,
it's if it's £100, it's their hobby.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what they're doing it all for, isn't it? It's all about, a lot of people's koi keeping is all about these period of shows to get the fish there and show them for exactly what they've done the whole season's worth of growth for, all the work and the effort and everything that they put into it. It's all about the show scene, isn't it? So they're not going to be, I don't think the majority of them are begrudging extra 20, 30 quid on it, on top of it, to go out there and do what they're doing. Especially with
the first thing I spoke about when Paul Henderson was at the top of the BKKS, I said to him, you've got to look at what you get for value if you come Saturday and Sunday. What happens on the Saturday and Sunday? As in, if you're walking fruit dog, you paid your 10 or 12 quid, whatever it is, What do you get, Gaz, for your money when you walk around right now? What do you get?
If taking the YouTube side out of it, mate, if I took the YouTube side out of it,
you as a person,
me walking in, you get to walk around the majority of sales areas and pitches where you've all got something different. You've all got different fish, different breeders, different types, whatever. So there's always something and a good deal that you can be able to pick up a steal, a cheap fish, some better cheap products on the actual day. Yep. But you've got really it tops and bottoms. If you wanted to say you've got an hour and a half walk around looking at some nice fish, and that's a lot.
The first thing I like this year from Northeast, I'll tell you now, one big thing for me as a dealer, they put the presentation literally at the side at Vats and it was done. It was not putting any time into anyone's show thing. It was like, there's your rewards, done. I like that. They got the pictures done with them still, but it was like, that's that done. Big thing at National is they do a presentation on Sunday, kills it, vibes, gone, finished. Yeah. And it literally, that's how it goes. But if you knew there was a seminar from a Japanese breeder at Saturday at 1, and I tell you what, on Sunday, there's going to be something else different there. As part of that show program, that's actually going to be beneficial for everybody to want to actually tune in and listen and stand up and be actually go, do you know what? I can learn something here. I'm not going to be able to get to Japan maybe one day, but I tell you what I can do. I can actually use this time to learn something. Yeah. You know, guys, we did it at the Newark for the Takano event.
You did.
Yeah. It was great. People sat down, they listened. We had an auction. Again, auction. Do it in a different format. Again, do it in, like they're just middle of the day. It's like, we're doing auction now. So it just straight away. And I seen it when I did the auction. The crowd of people was not actually that big. We raised a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. It was great. But actually, the crowd of people want that big. Could be bigger. Make it an actual stage thing that people can,
There's plenty enough space, isn't there? There's plenty enough.
They know when it's happening. They know what's happening. They've got a good day to spend there. I think it's just... I've seen this year at National. The operational side of it was fantastic. The amount of people that turned up was great. The biggest thing I saw, there was too many dealers within that area, and there was not enough actual anything around anything else. Yeah, you walk around your vats, the basic normal thing. Again, banners, things are just sort of drying up a little bit. That like look at even trophies in Japan. I mean, Jesus, I've been thankful this year and really privileged to stand on a Japanese stage and actually take thing of a trophy. And I tell you now, the feeling you get there, I've never done it in my life. I was shaking. Honestly, the piece of I was holding it thinking, fucking hell, this is a proper, you are made to feel the bollocks.
But how did you feel the night before, Roy?
Oh, shitting myself. I was literally like, I had the nerves and everything I had doing it all. I was like, wow. But then going up there, people don't see that. You see me big like, quick in and out.
It made it somewhat special, mate, didn't it? Even to the point where they were handing you trophies with white gloves on. It was all like kind of like a red carpet spread, wasn't it? Type of event.
It was unreal. Even after all that filming stopped, there was like, right, now you have to go back to have another photo. Then you have to go to the vat where the fish is to have your photos. It's proper. It's honestly, and that's what I'm saying. But then major honor people could be made to feel special, as in they've got 5 or 6 vats there. All the major honorary bits. That's not going to cost a lot of money to put on. I'm telling you now, it's not, because they've just got to think more clearly. But again, take ideas from people. I tell you now, what I'm hearing about Southeast at minute, that place is a fucking car crash. Genuinely, like, I'll say that now. That's our local show, and me and Kev actually want to really support that show. That needs a change of venue. It needs a change of committee. It needs everything. It needs a full weed rib of everything. Because now you pay rent.
It's a private group.
You've also now got to pay for electric and water on top of your rent.
It's a private club though, Roy.
Mate, I don't care. They can do it somewhere else. Find a different venue. Do it somewhere else. That all's a fucking joke. Seriously, just go and get a marquee on a field or somewhere and just go and enjoy it and make it what it needs to be. Because it's just, to then, prices have gone up. National's rent went up. But the National back it up with what they do. Yeah, as a dealer, you get, all right, the water I'm saying they needed filters, but that's going to get dealt with in a separate thing. But all weekend, mate, never went without water. They dealt with it and sorted it.
Mate, it was brilliant. Yeah.
They get concerned about making everything that good. Oh, there might be a lack of water. fair dues, yeah, and they make it work. The National's always trying to change and develop. They did it with trickle in, trickle out system first.
Yeah.
They do it all. Yeah, they've got a good day. The only one at the top is National, but they need to take it. We need an extra 20% on it to make it proper. You know,
and none of this isn't. Although it might sound a little negative, it's not being negative, is it? It's pushing it forward with a positive and making it more, making it more grander, and making it more appealing, making it more better to get some of those guys that you're talking about back into it because they know they're going to get that chance and opportunity.
Yeah, I've seen newcomers come in this year, so I mean,
don't get.
But who leads these people apart from the dealer they buy the fish off? Again, it shows. If you're thinking about showing, why is there not a seminar to say, do you know what, we're going to get a trade professional in to come and tell you how to prepare fish for your show?
We've had that question so many times. How do you prepare a fish for a show?
How do you know who, where, what, and why? You've got no clue.
As Vicky said there, I do think that a proportion of the judging standards should be made public so people can understand what is expected and what guidelines they need to follow and look for before entering a show. It should be made, all this should be out there so that people can think, right, what do I need to do to get involved in showing? What do I need to do to get my fish to show standard? What do I need to prepare my fish prior before? And when you look on the BKKS website, there's very little information that tells you anything about getting into showing, even if it's
I know that's changing.
Guide to or how to.
I do know that's changing. The BKKS website is going to have a page or a set of pages by the JSC, and that's currently being written. So I know that. Say that again, Roy.
What's that for?
For like prepping and showing and stuff like that, they are going to have a set of guidelines that I'm being told. I mean, I don't know when that's going to happen, but I'm told that is currently in the process of happening. So, because I approached them on that as well.
Well, this is the thing, though. Even that, why can't a judge wear a GoPro so we can actually see what's going off inside their heads? What's to stop that? Seriously, and post it on BKKS's website.
I don't think they do enough on social media, mate, if I'm perfectly honest.
And you know what? It's sad because this is what I'm saying, that this is again the resistance of how it all knits together. Yeah, all I see is that dealers, we get the bare, I won't say the bare minimum, that's the wrong thing to say, but we get kept at arm's length. Yeah, we get an invite to come. Can you pay your money, 6 to 8 weeks in advance? We'll see you there then. And don't get me wrong, they do their bit. They're always helpful. Do you need any help? Blah, blah, blah. They're good lads, I think. Especially, like I say, at National and Great British Koi Show, in terms of helping what they do, fantastic. But again, Great British Koi Show, marketing this year has been absolutely terrible.
Wank.
It's been poor. Yeah, they're asking, and then I find out this week, good friend Liam Tickle, fantastic at fucking catering, can't come because the showground have basically said they took too much money away from fucking cafe.
Yeah.
Big thing again, catering. I mean, we can't control them. It's all grounds and stuff like that, which is fair dues. But, like people like that, we all want to support because we all like Liam. Do you know what I mean? And that's the thing.
And it's part of the hobby as well.
Yeah, and it's like that. I've not seen enough advertising. Again, there's not enough. It's just like, oh, we've done this once. It's all great. So what we're going to do is we're going to just turn wheels again and it'll be fine. That's not enough. The first year I did that. And I tell you now, love him or hate him, and people have got views on what James Colley did, but I tell you now, James Colley run National for 1 year, did a fucking good job. Yeah, it was superb. The standards of everything went up, and he wanted to push it. He was coming over saying, I want Japanese people in. I want to change the judging standards, that we've got a mixed pool of people that don't know each other. They never spoke to each other before, but they can go and do it. He did it at the Great British Koi Show. Same thing happened again. The same thing happened there. As soon as he mentioned from that show, it was a great success. He got people in. He got people sorted with auction koi. He had the backing of everything. When was the last time, last year, the Great British Koi Show, they did Shintaro fish for auction? No one even knew it were happening. Yeah. This year, again, what auction koi have they got? Have they come and contacted any dealers to say, can you give us an hand? Can you actually sort something out? No, nothing. It's always this resistance of we'll sort it and do it. I get they've got a lot going on, organising it all again, finding the volunteers and rest of it. It's hard work for everybody. But seriously, there just needs to be a bit more just of an open feel about what's going off out there.
But I don't agree with that, right? They're volunteers, yes, but their club is the one that has put that show on the map. All right. So if they've stood and got the vote to go into a certain job role, then their committee should be ensuring that then people are doing their job. And if they're not, they need to be sacked off and somebody put in place that is, because we spend a lot of money putting, like, going up, supporting, etc. And they need to do their bit on top of it. You know,
what I said to people was at times. So, all right, you don't want James in, yeah? They literally, I think, from what the sound of it, I don't know the full ins and outs. I never do, and I'm not really interested. But sounds to me like basically James got kicked out for having an opinion about trying to grow it forward, and he could see that clearly there was enough money to do so, which is fine. Yeah, exactly. Did a great job. So did Paul Henderson as well at National, by the way, and I think he got the fucking same. It does my head in, but I think the problem for me is I've fucking gone off a train of thought there. Fucking lost it now. What was I talking about?
About marketing, mate, initially.
Yeah. You know the marketing side of it. If you're going to kick somebody off a committee with their thoughts and process what they want to do, make sure you go out there and do it fucking better. Make sure you do. Yeah.
Don't leave it to do. Don't leave it so that nothing gets done.
Yeah. You know, and what happened last year at Great British Koi Show? We seen it as dealers. We got basically, let's expand it out now off the back of that because it did really well. They expanded it out too quick, and the whole thing was the feel of that first year, mate. I remember that Great British Koi Show.
Amazing.
Wasn't it?
The atmosphere was like, whoa, what the fuck's just happened here? The second year, it felt like nobody even turned up because it was spread that thin. And then, you find out gates are down. But why? They shouldn't be. Again, look at the dates. We're doing it on a bank holiday weekend. Think about changing it, have it weekend before or after or something.
Yeah. Bank holiday weekends, although it's a good time to have it, it's not such a good time because a lot of people are thinking, you know what, we're going to go a koi show or we're going away for a long weekend break.
Honestly, as dealers, we get asked to pay us money up front. And what do they do, Craft? Oh, can we have something for a raffle?
Yeah, can I have something else for free?
So we get asked, I got asked that after I donated 5 stunning kawaku for the auction at National. Can we have something else for a raffle?
Put fish in water.
Gaz. Sarcastic twat.
Are you meaning you don't know where to start in the showing, or you don't know where to start as in new to the hobby? Research. That's your best place.
Can you bring up this comment by Philip King at 8:31, please, Gaz?
By who, sorry?
Philip King.
Philip King.
8:31. Okay, so I feel right. That is not true whatsoever. Okay, there is every point in showing. All right, what we're trying to do is ensure that where the hobby's going is in the right direction. The shows are still really good fun, right? But sometimes, like anything that is judged, there is always going to be friction. All right, but what Ryan and I are saying is that dealers should have a little bit more input. All right, and again, we're looking to build foundations so we can move the hobby forward. There's a lot of discussion points, and there's the same in everything. But if you're not going to show, right, then everything's doomed. Because it is such a good get together by such a lot of like-minded people that if that fell off the calendar, mate, then it'd be everyone for themselves just putting fish in their ponds and no one actually talking to each other. So. Yeah. There's a lot of discussion points, and there's a lot of there's negatives, but on the negatives there's also a fucking huge amount of positives. But when we're looking to better something, you're always going to look at negatives in order to turn it to a positive, and you're never really going to discuss the positives because they're already good.
Exactly, yeah. You've got to discuss the negative sides of what needs to be improved, or otherwise we'd just be going, those are brilliant.
I don't know, is it North of England or North East show? What is it? I don't know what it's called.
Northeast show.
Then they've done it. They're building a fantastic show. Honestly, that place is fucking great. Honestly, I think they're going to end up growing it to a really nice place. I think
that's why I went up, right? Because I wanted to.
They've been majorly let down with what the judges have done, and they can't have that reflect on them. That's what I'm saying. I think sometimes is what we're looking at. The judges can't, what their judges are doing and reflect on the actual koi show. And it's nothing to do with the koi show side of it. They need to marry up together. You know, and I think, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of people coming to it and won a lot of good prizes and everything else. But again, you don't want to go away feeling like, I feel deflated. You want to go away thinking, fuck, I've got fire in my belly. I want to do better for next year. I want to come back and really flex my muscles a little bit. And that's what I'm saying. Again, as long as
the exhibitionists accept at times, their koi is not always going to be the best koi, because there's an element of that in there as well. You know, you can't take that away, because if I had a fish in there, it's like, yeah, I think mine should have won. And you had a fish in there, and you'd say, I think mine should have won. Someone has got to judge that. As long as they're coming back with the reasons why.
Why, yeah.
That's the bit for me that is missing.
But I got told that in Japan with our result for the IJKS. I got told, why did we not get that next level of prize? Was because of politics.
Yes.
That's what we got told.
And there's politics everywhere.
It was not about the fish. It was politics. It was basically who owned the fish, to who handled the fish, to who fucking sold the fish. It was a long line of fucking people within the industry in Japan you do not fucking mess with. Basically, that's what it comes down to. But again, this is what I've been saying to people as well as hobbyists. Yeah, we need to talk about the Japan koi show scene. Why people do it? Yes, the show fees are more. Admittedly, they do come at a cost. But I've had fish this year that have been selling for 195, 225, 300 quid that are coming away with silver, gold prizes in Japan. Yeah. But people do that over here, and they're getting no justification to what they're doing and thinking, what's happened? Yeah, but if it comes back in Japan, you go get told, sorry, is what it is. Yeah, you think, I've never found a customer and said to them, look, Cookfish has done it, and they've gone, oh, for God's sake, they've gone, fair dues. But I've always gone to them and said, look, that fish is actually beaten. They've gone, fair play. Because you can see it again. You see the justification, you understand why, you know why. Yeah, it happens. But when it's in Japan, it's not even, I've never even looked at another fish and gone, we've been done. Like, never at all.
Well, they are. Philip King's just put that in.
The judges are not judging to the standard.
But they're judging to the standards that they've been trained. Like, I don't know.
No, that's the incorrect term, guys. What Ryan said was they judge to the standard they know, which is
what Ryan was saying is they should now be retrained to the standards that have changed and to what they are now at present day from what they were.
Yeah, there's a difference, and this comes even down to koi selection here as well. There's a difference. If you have a raw ability just to select good fish, without, like, I'm not being funny, it's different for me because I've grown up from being a kid doing it, so it's very, very different. But if you've got an instinct to fish, you know straight away. Yeah, honestly, you've got, it's hard to describe, but you walk up to a vat fish, you go, boom, it's like, that's it, done. When you've got to actually learn yourself to stand there and break that fish down and start looking through a fucking checklist of what it should have and what it shouldn't have, get out. Seriously. There's the door. See you later. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. But there's only one person, and I'm not going to blow smoke up his arse because I fucking hate him, is Alan Tate. Now, I'm joking when I say that. I don't hate him. But Alan Tate has got a raw ability as an hobbyist and a koi keeper to go bang. Yeah. He knows that and we know that, but then he's in a thing of getting drawn out of a voting system where his vote can get ruled out by two other people, and that's it. It's done. You can't go against it then because that's part of the whole showing scene. So it's very, very difficult.
He's still got the passion about it though, Ryan, hasn't he? Do you know what I mean?
He has still carrying the passion. I've grown up with Alan.
Very, very passionate about it. He wants to move it forward and he wants to make changes.
Yeah.
or he would like to see changes implemented, but it doesn't happen, does it?
But the standards here, they go all the way back to Japan. I don't think people realise.
But you say they go all the way back to Japan, but are they all the way back to Japan in 1980?
No.
Or is it back to Japan?
It's
modern
right.
day?
But this is where I come back to my point. It's the standards are written and they're changed. If people that are doing the judging are not adhering to the standards because they're not familiarizing themselves with what is changing and what the standard is, then that is fundamentally broken. Because that's like having a repair manual for a new engine, but still working off an old engine's, book. You're not going to get the same results. And that's where, when I've fed back, it should be that there is refreshers every year, especially the way that the standards committee put things together. The judging standards the judges have to attend so many shows a year. And then that in itself is a little bit of a pain in the ass for allocation of judges, etc. And that is merely down to the fact that, again, these people are volunteers. They're not paid to do it, right? So it's having that motivation, that self-motivation to ensure that it's done. But also the committee should be making sure that those people are doing that. And it can be quite, I can imagine in the judging ring, it can be quite fucking cat and dog with how things go. Who's the head judge? Who isn't?
It's not exciting to watch Snowcraft. If you watch a UK judging system, it's not exciting to watch. I've watched it in Japan at RJKS, and it's fucking fast, furious, it's lethal. It's honestly, and that's what. But I actually found the whole judging process there interesting to watch because I was learning from it. When you watch it over here, it's like, let me get clipboard out a minute. And they're talking, they go, all right. And then you're thinking, what are they doing? That's what I'm saying. It's this whole process I'm looking at thinking, again, I've just wrote it down here. If you had a pool of people, right, and you're going to pull these in from an organizer in advance. So again, they can't talk to each other in the interim of all this. They don't know what fish are turning up and they don't know who's is who's. You take a top UK hobbyist, and I mean, I'm talking levels of like Rad, yeah, that's more than capable of judging. Rad comes in, someone of that level. A Shinkokai member, a Japanese hobbyist, a top European judge, yeah, that's pulled in at random from, again, that had a good year judging or whatever he's done that year, and UK judges, two of, again, with difference of opinion. There's two judges I know of, and I tell you now, I'm not naming them, but they are fucking fossils. They should be dying with hobby. Seriously, like, nothing's changed in their thought process, and that's what I'm saying. They're all saying, oh, we do this, we do that. When last time all them judges went actually out to Japan and put fish in a bowl and seen what was happening around them top farms? Seriously. They sit there talking about fucking body. Go out to Japan now and see what body looks like.
See the body, see what the difference is.
That's what I was saying about the Sakai body thing. There are judges out there that still look at fish from the Matanoski range. That's so fucking 80s, 90s. It's gone.
Matanoski's, unfortunately, days are numbered now. It's Sakai, it's Dainichi.
Totally.
Momotaro, it's see you later.
Yeah.
I can't remember apart from, the farms that are actually falling behind, you were still using Matanoski.
Yeah. They're struggling, aren't they?
It's a thing of absolute fucking rain, don't get me wrong, and it was a great thing back then, but Jesus Christ, like even Takano stuff now is getting in all over the place and that, and you think times are changing. You've got to start looking at the bigger picture and understanding again, if the fish hasn't got body,
it's got to evolve, hasn't it?
If a farm's fish grow differently, every farm's fish are different. Do they get mass body at Nisai and then start growing out? Do they go really slender from 3 to 4 year old, then start filling out? Yeah. Understanding all this process of a fish and going, again, getting these credentials when you're judging it, going, oh, it's a Shintaro fish, right? Ain't got the body yet, it's going to come. And you can get the feedback and say, we understand that this fish needs a bit more time.
You go to a Yamaguchi fish and it's all body and then length later.
They ain't got a fucking clue. Yeah. Like, generally, it's all right saying, oh, yeah, we all know big 3 or 4 and it's all lardy fucking dar and a big fish just be massive. No, it's it's more about giving the people feedback and the positivity to work to within the industry, and that's the bit I'm seeing. And everyone will have.
Let me just address this one first, Claude. I understand that Alan Tate is being teased by Ryan and Crafter. Then that was
we're
where
friends.
Was where the comment really should have stopped. If you understood that was the case, then there was no need for the rest of it, because these two guys are literally Ryan's grown up with Mr. Tate from being in short pants, mate, and he's been able to have that banter and add that laugh and look to Mr. Tate. I would guess Ryan as a Uncle Alan kind of thing, from when you were a young lad. So the banter that comes
Alan took me in a vat of water and nearly drowned me at the age of 12. So yeah, you know what I mean. That's what level we're talking at.
The banter I speak to Alan Tate forwards from him is because they've got very good friend relationships, mate, and they know that this is pure jest.
We've got massive respect to each other.
Yeah, I speak to Alan Tate numerous times a week, numerous times.
Honestly, Claude, you don't need to speak with Mr. Tate. Come.
I have learned so much from Alan, and I'm forever in his debt for the amount of knowledge that he's given me in such a short period of time. He is literally he understands that there's the younger people. I mean, I'm not particularly young, right? But when you look
young,
but I'm not. I'm 47 years of age, Gaz, right? And when you look in the hobby, right, I am actually fairly young for the hobby, because when you look at the range of hobbyists, you're looking from 40 up until 70-year-old. So to come in at 47 is still relatively young in this trade. But when you look at the likes of Ryan, who's 32, you're 30, but nearly 32.
I'm 30.
28.
Fucking hell, you look older than that, mate. Right. You look at Ryan, who's only 30, but he's been brought up as a boy into it, right? Having the new blood come in and provide that energy, because like anything, it gets stale and it becomes what's the word I'm looking for? Beginning with C.
Snaps the wheel, isn't it?
So you've got to have a constant turnover, and Alan is one person that understands that new blood in the hobby is really, really needed to keep it going, because it's the same in the judging. That they need more judges, and I would be one thing I could put back there is, rather than shutting the JSC down, which is what tends to come because of the standard, we should be supporting the JSC and pushing more people through. It's how the standard needs to evolve that is the sort of elephant in the room, and how we run our shows, because ultimately it's not just, it shouldn't be done from a parapet of people that sit in chairs, like controlling what we do. The hobby belongs to everybody that's part of it.
Yeah, it does.
So how it moves forward should be voices from everyone. And I see that there was a comment earlier with regards to the BKKS should have more meetings. Again, they've done this in the past, because I ask 101 questions all the time, because I've got fire. I'm pushing because I love this hobby to death. I'd spend more time with fish and bits behind the scenes than quite a lot of other dealers, if I'm honest. Right. And that's because I want to move it forward. So I ask 101 questions. The problem is that there's a lot of people out there that want X, Y, and Z to happen, but then they don't follow it up or attend the meetings or have the voice. Right. So that all becomes an extra amount of expense out of the treasury that can be put to better things when no one turns up. There's been lots and lots done in the past, but I think that what really needs to happen is that people need to listen and realize that over the last 3 years, especially with like social media really having an uprising in the koi area or in the koi industry, that things are probably changing a little bit more now, where people would attend and would have a bit more of a voice. I mean, the thing for me is when I put that VAT up for the Birmingham show, no one wanted it, and that really surprised me.
I was blown away with that meme, mate. That blew my mind. I thought there'd have been people falling over themselves to have a go at that, but does that tell you something? Does that say that it's that daunting? No one's interested in getting involved in it, even if it's free.
I don't know, mate. I mean, you know, sometimes people, you know, when you look at and this is part of the argument, isn't it? It's like the fish that are put in, are they of the right standard for showing?
Yeah,
right. But you've got to start somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, wow. I will say in the North East show there was a vat of fish there, mate. That if I'm perfectly fucking honest, and I missed them on my video because they were not the person that put them in. Clearly, hadn't done any homework and he just put a load of fish in, right? And they were shit, right? And I say that, and I'm sorry that I say that, but it's true.
Everyone's trying. We don't assassinate.
But no, we don't assassinate. But right, you know, again, if we're entering these fish, then someone has got whether it's a club member or a dealer or a friend, they've got to say you can't put them in. They are not ready yet, and educate people so they're to a standard. Now, I know there's not a lot out there on showing, but there's a lot of fucking videos on show fish.
Yeah, so you know the standard that you're looking at just by looking at videos of showfish, don't you?
And they don't have to be GC level, you know. In fact, my personal preference is anything from like size probably 5 down backwards. You know, I think that is actually a more interesting fight.
This is a thing, Claude. Right? We would love to hear more from Mr. Tate, but he's got his hands like this, mate, and he ain't allowed to. That's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, again, because of where he is, right, he's the chair at the moment. He is the chair of the Joint Standards Committee, right? So, you know, even if he was to see help sell fish, you know, he get in a lot of fucking trouble over it for, you know, which is really bloody silly. But he cannot be associated to certain things, and that is really down to the fact.
Doing that, there was a free fucking spirit. If he wants to share his information, he needs to for us all.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he should be able to like, come on here and actually discuss this subject with us and not get into fucking for
it. We've had these chats, we've had these talks on the shows afterwards, and it's like, you know, I can't. But there's nothing to stop anybody. Like, for example, Claude, if you ever get to a show and at the end of it all, approach Mr. Tate, and you will see. It's not. There is a little bit caught in my last video, that the last show that I did, where Mr. Tate is literally ripping me a new bumhole by whispering to someone and saying, "Tell him to," and giving it all this lot. But the banterous humor that you can have with him is the character that Alan is. He is an absolute gent. He will help you. He will talk to you. He will discuss everything with you. He'll give you as much information as you can. You just can't put it out like this.
Yeah, not everything's as clear cut as people may think. It's really not. There, like Ryan said, in Japan there's politics. In the UK there's politics. In any livestock show scene, not just fish, there is politics. You know, and you have to accept that for what it is at times. You know, and this is where when people like Alan Tate that do the growing shows, etc., that is your time to come to the places he goes to pick his brains, because I tell you now, he will spend time. There was a guy that come from Wolverhampton down to my growing show, right? And I enticed him down. Alan Tate was there, and I said to Al, right, this young man, he's only 21 years old, I think he was. And I said, Al, spend a bit of time with this guy, go over some of the fish because he's really keen, right? And I'll give him half hour of his time, mate. And that guy went and he come back. And I'll tell you what, mate, he's going to be somebody on the show scene very soon. And I think he's going to be turning a few heads because some of the fish that he's picking is fucking fantastic.
We're gonna have to address this one again. Philip King, a very negative evening put me off a showing.
Okay.
If that's your opinion, mate, then you're entitled to that. But if you were actually listening, you would see that these gentlemen aren't being negative at all.
No.
They're talking about where things can improve, which will make it better.
We're actually showing our passion, mate.
There's not actual anybody turn around and said, this is shit, that shit, this is what we're bothering for. Our shows are crap. I will say this, the last show that I went to was the best show that I've ever been to. But there is always room for improvement. And that's
and
what
the show's got better and better.
It has gone from leaps and bounds. I've only been involved in YouTube and koi keeping for a short number of years in comparison to a lot of the, you two have been doing it way longer than I. And the vast majority of people that are in the audience have been doing it a lot longer than what I have. But from what I've seen in the last 3 or 4 years that I've been going, each year it has got better and better and better and better. And the only reason that things like that happen is by people making and putting forward changes. If you see that as a negative, listening to this, you're never going to get people involved in showing, then you're not listening, mate, because this live show and people announcing and getting behind the BKKS and getting more people involved with it. They've had more members join this year on the back of YouTubers and discussions like this than what they've ever had. So
true, that is.
I'm sorry, but Phil.
And actually,
those people that have joined though is what do I get from the membership? That's what I'm saying. It's a question.
Understandably, when they've got more members, now they need to give them something, and that's the kind of things that you're pointing out, mate. Which is not a negative.
That's the sort of things that we're trying to get
and bring across.
Yes,
we're trying to get out of it for the BKKS. We want them to entice people to say we are doing this and getting more out of membership and what we're doing.
There you go. Without these conversations, things will never change.
I remember Alan doing a video on Koi Talk once upon a time. It was at South East, and he said it's not about assassination in any way, shape, or form. It's about appreciation. And that's the thing. We appreciate everything what's being done out there as dealers, but we also want to support what is going off out there. I think that's the people that are probably listening to that are missing. We want to support and help raise this thing up, from into another gear that can elevate it for the next step and actually, also take a little bit of pressure off these guys as well. I'm not being funny. If you can't use it, like it for me, if I don't use my sources properly to every inch of their ability, my business don't thrive like it does. I want to feed off everyone that's around me that helps me do what I do. And that clearly shows through what I do. Same for national. Thrive off what's around you. Yeah, rather than making it all about, we need to fill stands and money. That's all they seem to make it about this year. That's all I've seen just in the short term. And I'm talking about this for, like we do in business. We talk about user experience and stuff like that. Walking through that tent as a hobbyist, you want to feel like, fucking hell, I have come to the best show. I have come to the Don. I thought this year, fucking hell, the place looked crowded. Being honest, I think in terms of tents and what they'd done looked a little bit crowded. That's what I'm saying. They could actually look at stripping a couple of them out.
Saturday looked rammed, mate, didn't it? Saturday was absolutely rammed everywhere. It was.
Didn't stop all day, man.
Or again, if they'd have just stripped a couple of people out and put that quality control around things that again was putting negativity around the place, put a bit of quality standards around it all. Again, how they vet that, we've had different discussions about already, but how they vet that, people don't need to get involved in. They need to sort that out themselves. They clearly know who the culprits are. Deal with them. See you later. Yeah, sorry, but at the National, people want to go to the National and know that there is the best people going to that show and the Great British Koi Show.
Yeah. For me, if you're going to a premium event, you have premium people. Simple as that.
And again, we need to
go to a car show and see loads of second-hand dealerships. You know,
we need to get the smaller shows as well. I see 2 shows at the minute with massive potential. The North East has got massive potential from what I'm seeing. They've got a good pull of hobbyists. It's a great club. A really good knit of lads. I work with a few and they're fucking brilliant. Also, the Birmingham Koi show as well looks like a good one. The young one they're doing.
Got a huge amount of investment in that show.
But at the same time, it looks like a good concept. Again, the young
good time of the year.
A good time of year because growing season towards the back end of the growing season, rather than the fucking middle of it, which again raises massive concern. Look at the Japanese Koi show. The last one is before them fish it growing season in April. It's done and out of the way.
This is what Atsumi's been saying for ages and ages, isn't it? It's what he's been screaming how we seem to do it all through the wrong time, but
we can't. Whether in the UK,
exactly.
In the early days as a dealer, we did the Southeast in the Young Koi show in May, and you can't work around that. Too cold, not enough preparation on their side, enough knowledge of how to work around times like that. when we had full control at the Tucano event that we did last year, we worked around that. We'd set up some bats up, heated water. We offered the fact that we could take fish back and over winter room. The fish was in amazing preparation because we're dealing with people on the top of the fucking game. That's what we were dealing with. You know, and that you can work around that as a private event. On a bigger scale, it's so difficult. Again, but let's look at it. Average, you know, we should be getting, again, a young koi show should be seeing the best fish of that growing season there. Boom. You know,
it's got potential to be a really good show. Like for koi.
People like that have great little clubs. The clubs are fantastic, the members, all that, but they need to just, again, not like the Northeast, at a steady pace. It's growing nice. They're filling the vats out. They've got the support. Again, you know, I spoke to Craig. I get on with Craig really well. I think what they're doing there, like I say, is fantastic. We're only a small show, you know, but at what stage again do we help out and say, fuck it, we need some bigger dealers just to snap on board and join so we can start elevating it into a bigger show? You know, it's the dealers will at the end of the day put the effort in.
Ollie Alpha Koi says, the National was my first koi show. I wasn't impressed. Ryan and Lee, West Midlands Koi, were the only people who gave me the time of day. But that's fine. But I walked away thinking I wouldn't rush to another.
I mean,
well, honestly, mate, I think it's more of what you make of it and who you approach as you do it, mate. I mean, this time when we went to the last one, just
guys, I'll say, right, how many times did you come into my tent, mate? 3 times?
I came into your tent 3 times.
Right. You know, you've got to understand that.
I didn't even get a chance to speak to Gaz and Daz and
everyone. You didn't, mate. I went like that.
Anyway, you've got to understand, right? The time for talk for dealers, right, is in their stores.
Yeah.
And you've got to be prepared to travel to get that knowledge. It's not at the koi show because it is such a prestigious event for dealers, and they put that much money in, right, that in order for us to get our money back, we have got to put the graft in to get the sales done. All right. So, you know, Gaz coming in, you know, James the Koi Whisperer coming in, even Lee Hadfield coming in to me, I could not give them any time.
And that were obvious.
You know, and that's not being rude. That is me being genuine. We have really got the amount of money we invest into getting a pitch, right? We have got to sell so many fish to get our investment back. It's unreal. You know, and it's not just about, I'm all for one-to-one time with any custom. But like just from my experience as a dealer, it's not at the koi show, right? If you've got enough time to chat with a dealer for half hour at a koi show, that dealer is not someone you should be talking with.
Yeah, Ollie, I tell you what, mate, we will be at the National Newark, the Great British Koi Show, Newark. We will be there. If you want somebody to bounce around with, mate, for a day and go around and have a look and talk and a natter and a chat, jump in, mate. We're going there for the weekend. I will say this much to you, mate. We went down to the last one and we stopped there for a weekend, and it was simply the best event that we've ever been to. And the reason was because we took 20 or 30 mates and we all made an effort to go have a bit of a stopover, a few drinks in the evening, and be back there again and stayed it for the full weekend event. And that made
for a couple of hours to see you all, you know.
Yeah, that made it for the best event that we've ever done. It was absolutely fantastic, man. It was the best one we've done yet. Brilliant.
No, so Ollie, give it another go, mate, and then
100%. Don't let that one, if it were a bad experience, put you off, mate.
It was ridiculous. I've never known a national on a Saturday like it. I'll be honest with you. I've always got a chance to talk to people normally because I make the effort to have enough. But we were slammed. I said to you guys, I looked on my shoulder, seeing you. I was like, "Oh, hello, mate." And next thing I was just like, "Fucking hell!" I sat down. I said, "Kev, I've not talked to that many people this weekend, but literally as well, certain people are there to grab the bargains. They don't want to talk to you. They want to smash you in, out, gone. See you later." Other people, your existing customers, spend that time. We said they're like, "Hello, the walkthrough, flow through." I mean,
but you've got a queue of customers that you've got to service. Like, you know, it's like who's next, who's next, who's next, who's next.
When I walked in to Crafty's tent first time, you were serving on and you were bowling up fish, and you went, "How's it going, mate? You all right?" And obviously you were busy. But when I went to Ryan's, he was bagging up a fish at the point, and then the customer turned around and said, "Actually, I'll have that one." And just at the point when I said, "Hey, what's trying? How you doing, mate?" He went, "Oh, mad, it's manic, it's mad, it's crazy, it's in a bit gone," and he went out boxing them up. The full on. So you're not going to get the one-to-one like you would like to have. But as the hustle and bustle dips down a little bit towards the end of the evening, that's the time where you can have a chat, have a natter with him. Or when the judging ceremony is going on.
Sunday's better.
The Sunday bit, yeah. When there were plenty of time you could have gone round everybody and had your all one-to-one with any one of them. While all
right, Phil, right, you know, your comments, mate, are all negative and they're all bullshit, mate, right? You know, I'll say it how it is, because like Quinny may find the time to talk, right, but they take 15 people, right?
Yeah,
we don't take that amount of stuff, right? So, you know, it's again.
What comments this?
It's put Quinny find the time to talk.
Quinny find the time to talk.
Like we all find the time to talk to our customers if we've got the time to give. Right. Ultimately, we're there as a business and to earn money for our business. Right. So everything you've put at the moment has been nothing but negative, mate. And actually, that, you know, if that's the way you feel, that's fine. Right. But if Quinny can find the time to talk, he obviously weren't busy enough selling fish. That's all I'll say.
There you go. I mean, I feel we've upset Phil tonight.
Yeah, it's touch a nerve, mate. It's like we're not sitting here lying. We're sitting here and we're being truthful, right? So you know that's how it is. It's like I can't be called a liar. I'm not a liar.
I mean that bit there. Me and Ryan had a good chat while Lee was in his spacesuit. I mean, Lee's not there as a dealer, is it? Lee's there as a YouTuber and a competitor. He's competing in it as well. He's got the time to go around.
That was on the Sunday.
Sunday as well.
It was.
Yeah.
But again, I did have the time on the Sunday because I've always said to anybody, I told you, Kraft, didn't I, before we went, completely different day on a Sunday. Saturday is always the same. Yeah. I told it, expectancy of what you do as a dealer and everything is always different on a Sunday. It's a different type of time.
We sat down for half hour afterwards, mate, bollocksed.
Yeah.
You know, sat down and it's like compared notes because, you know, you may see it. People say that dealers don't get on very well with dealers. You know, it's all about that. And Ryan and I are very good friends, actually, even outside of the business. So, you know, it's nice for us to sit down and compare notes. And, you know, we're competitors, but ultimately we're in the koi game. You know, we want you guys to be serviced. That's, you know, it's nice to have a bit of camaraderie amongst a bit of competition.
that's what you've got to take, Phil.
Mate, on the spending 2 hours with you today.
Colin practically lives at Perfect Aquatics, and that's the kind of there is a little bit of banter behind it. There you go. So I mean, there is a little bit of laughs and jokes. And Ollie, as you're saying there, look, right, I know these guys they are busy. I mean, Lee were that busy. I spent nearly 3/4 of an hour talking to him on Saturday. And then when I saw him there on Sunday, he turned around and he said, "You should have seen it here on Saturday. It was rammed." I said, "I was talking to you 3/4 of an hour, mate." He's completely gone out of his mind, forgot. Spoke to that many different people. It's just boof, it's gone.
Yeah.
Look at what fucking Matt put.
I hate you, Crafty.
Another dealer that we all get on with, actually. He's another good guy.
George says there, me and my daughter had a great chat with Ryan on Sunday. She loved it. It was, hang about, I moved then, God damn it. She loved it, and it was great for her to see the Alan Tate come over and say hello. I mean, if you catch Alan, you can have a good long chat with him. Yeah. He's always made plenty of time and effort to talk to me whenever I've approached him. I don't really give him a chance to do any other, really, though.
I just thought... he says stuff to me, and just like it's like noise comes out his mouth, and I just have to like fucking block it out. He just ramble.
Great discussion tonight. Great ideas to move things forward for going years ago. The shows have come on massively in the last few years. They have 100%.
Yeah. And that's down to so many people wanting to push the hobby.
Yeah,
you know, but you can't improve perfection. But you can improve the negative things. So
what I'm saying is, as well, even as a club, and like we're saying about the South East being a private club, them members in there clearly have no say on what's going off, because I know a few of them have got the thought process at the moment of what they need. They know their club and their show needs to change. Yeah, and again, I think of roll back 2 or 3 years. Yeah, people associated that Southeast were like, "Fuck, the big hobbyists are turning up to town." Yeah, that's what it used to be like.
Yeah.
Honestly, you go in that all, mate, and it was like, "Fuck, easier. Fucking hell, let's go." Now, completely depleted, like literally, because there's no effort, and it's just like, we'll open our doors, do the same fucking thing. Oh, by the way, now prices have all gone up. We're still doing the same. And you look at, and it looks and represents in that deal list that you see that turn up there.
Lee Taylor says, I live miles away from any dealers and shops, and I find it hard to get right info for various situations. I'm in. Can we? Of course you can. Yeah, 100%, mate. And not only that, you can join group chats that are on, Facebook, where you can get this information directly from hobbyists.
You're missing a plug here, Gus, right? Every Thursday, you put in, if you've got any questions for the panel, please put them in, and we always address every single one of them.
Yep. Any question that gets put in, I always put out on the Facebook group, and obviously on my YouTube community posts, week in, week out. Any questions that anybody wants to know or get any information on. And I'm not going to say that all the answers come from me. They come from, the likes of Crafty, Ryan. We've got, Rick from New Forest Koi. We have other hobbyists that come on, and we all work through the situation.
Anyone
and people in the comments as well. And it's a participation show, mate.
Come on, guys. Pick us brains. And if we don't know the answer, we'll definitely find it for you.
Yeah, if you look there at the top of the actual chat that you've got there, there's a pinned comment there where anybody can come on. We can have up to 12 people, I think, on the actual show, and we can sit there and work through one individual, even if it means we to sit there all night to help one person, mate. I'd rather go away knowing that one person's got something from this chat and help them with their situation than just sit here and talk amongst ourselves. That's what it's all about. It's all about helping everybody else in the community, if we can do.
100%. We'll try our hardest, and there's enough experience and enough people that do know that can answer the questions.
Question: is Crafty a relation of Saddam Hussein?
It's true.
It's true.
Answer.
Here's another question. A Crafty. Is Crafty really 47 or is he catfishing?
Mate, you got to remember, I've been to war, right? Yeah. I mean, our paper round, been to war.
I'm the oldest one on here tonight.
Our paper round.
The only time I'm old.
Sunday round, mate, I had to fill the trolley full of papers.
That's why we invite Mr. Tate on, just so Daz don't feel as old, because he's normally oldest out of the group.
Yeah. And I mean, let's face it, Al, I know he'll be watching, right?
He will be watching.
I know he's getting ready to go to Holland to judge in the ZNA, actually.
Is he?
Yes. So that's probably why he's not popped up on the comments tonight. So
there is also, well, I'll give you another one as well, mate. And that's the UK Koi community. Join that one too, because that's Anthony's Perfect Aquatics group, mate. And there are thousands and thousands of people in there. Mine's nowhere near as big as that one, but if we can help, we will. If I don't know the answer myself, mate, I will find out the answers from these people like this and come back to you, mate, as much as I possibly can. I try to help everybody as much as I possibly can. If nothing else, if I don't know it, these guys will be able to tell you 100%.
We'll always find out as well. There's certain things that we have to go back and look at, and we'll do what we can to find the answers.
Yeah. Rob Hour says, best thing I did in my short time in the hobby was enter a Perfect Aquatics Shura event. Yeah, there you go, Rob. How's it doing? The weather was shite, but we did, mate. There you go. That's the point. The weather was shite. It was raining most of the day, wasn't it? But it didn't dampen anybody's spirits at all. We all had a good laugh. We all had a good giggle. And I learned a lot from, and plenty from Alan Tate, Rick and Crafty and others. 100%, Rob. I couldn't agree with you more, mate. That was a miserable damp day. but it was, again, every event that we do and I've been a part of, it gets better and better, time in, time out. You guys, I mean, I'm doing it for YouTube. I'm doing it for the hobby. I'm doing it for the fun. I'm doing it with my friends. I do it with my friends first. I make YouTube videos out of it, and I turn around and put that out as content for people to watch. But most of all, I do it because I enjoy it, and I enjoy being around like-minded people like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's what we all do, mate.
Yeah, it is. Must be pushing a trolley uphill, Crafty.
Yeah, that's what got me the wrinkles and the short hair.
Ryan, when is your next auction with Lee Hadfield? It will be the end of this month.
It is the week after the Great British. I think it's 30th and 1st, is it? I think 30th and 1st weekend.
So it's
around
30th, 1st, and the 1st, isn't it?
That's it. That's the one.
So yours will be the weekend after that, did you say?
Yeah.
So that'll be the 7th and the 8th of...
No, it'll be that weekend. Because
It'll be that weekend.
Yeah, it's on the 1st of September.
Shit. I'm going to have to drive home right fast then, aren't
Get your toe down, boy.
God damn, I've just found out there then that I will need to drive home real fast because I do all the behind the scenes bits for them too while they're doing it. So
You do, mate.
What time are you kicking off?
Same as if we have to delay it, mate, for you, we can do. You're in control.
Right, yeah. We'll let you know. There you go. The NND Shuro event was great. Need to sort that.
Look, guys, you knew it's going to rain. Put wellies on.
That's it.
Yeah.
It did rain. It did rain some though, didn't it? It did.
Pissed it down, mate. We're stuck in that fucking puddle all day, weren't we? You know.
Got to admit that puddle was getting slightly deeper though.
They could have fucking let fish out in them, couldn't we? Got that back.
Let's have a quick look through these. Right. Well, I tell you what. While we have got one topic, and this is a prime example of it, we've got the one question that was asked this evening on the Facebook group. Sorry, on the YouTube channel. What's the best way to combat nitrate in my pond? Seem to be struggling.
Or nitrite.
Nitrite. Nitrite. In the pond, seem to be struggling to get my water quality back to where it needs to be after my pH crash. The best way of fighting or combating the nitrite in his pond. First
and foremost, I'll put a bit of salt in. If it's you, again, it'd be nice to know what the levels are, but less generalized. So if you've got a high nitrite level, salt your pond because it will ease the effects of nitrite against the fish. It helps your fish, and then do water changes. Cut back on the feed a little bit, and then let the levels basically balance itself out.
Never stop feeding though, because that's a lot of people I find with new pond syndrome, especially they cut off at feed rather than feeding system. They decide to completely cut off, thinking, "Shit, my nitrite's gone high." The addition of salt will stop the blood turning brown. That's what like, not being funny. Going to one of my growing ponds and test nitrite, but like a fucking blood sample, but it's always got salt in there to continue doing that, and you've got to also go off fish behaviour. Biggest thing of anything as well, because you can have nitrite in a good healthy mature system. It depends how you're probably feeding a shitload of food and probably don't have enough water changes and stuff, which is fine. But again, it's all a process of what you're doing. You've got to be careful of. People just get, oh shit, nitrite's high, whoa, brakes on. Let's start doing it, and all of a sudden it's like, no, you've got ammonia is different. Yeah, ammonia is a fucking killer. Nitrite, don't get wrong, can kill fish depending on how high it is, but you can deal with nitrite a lot easier than you can ammonia.
Yeah. If it's only if it's only a low amount of nitrite on the reading, just keep doing what you do, right, and let your bacteria kick in and help. I mean, the other thing to know is like what system they're running. you've got to have in order to get the best advice, it'd be better to know how big the pond is, what the filtration system is, what the feeding regime, what the stocking levels are, etc., etc. You know.
There you go. Colin says, who tests their ponds? Look at the fish, they'll tell you everything. But for those that are less experienced, Colin, a test's a good idea.
Yeah. Everyone tests their water when they first start until they realise and they can associate certain aspects of water quality to fish behaviour. Once you make that, what's the word I'm looking for? That connection, right? It's quite simple, you know. And that, but not all the time. Sometimes it catches you off. So you've still got to have your wits about you.
Carol says, my goshiki has a lump on its lip. Do you think it's due to sucking algae off the pond wall? It's not stopping. It's eating the pellets. It's not stopping it eating the pellets or something more sinister.
Investigate due to that. Investigate when you get it in a bowl and have a look at it.
You know, if it's constantly grazing as well, I would look it up in your feed a little bit as well.
Yeah.
Because they're grazing because they're hungry. I know that they can be hungry, but actually they shouldn't be constantly grazing algae off the wall.
Again, obviously, depending what this lump looks like, is it just a random lump? What colour is it? What does it look like? Does it look infectious? Anything like that? You need to know more about it before it's. But yeah, it's certainly caused by algae.
Brand Family Koi Adventures is the gentleman that asked that question. Salted mate to 0.3, 20% water change and drop the feed by half. My ammonia is fine. Nitrates
pretty
pink. Nexus 220 feed sector sieve to shower from bottom drain.
Yeah, I'd go with what we've said earlier. So you've done the right thing with your salting already. Continue on your water changes. You come back on your feed slightly. Keep feeding, because you've got to keep feeding that bacteria into your filter. I would PSB. Also look at adding, a bit of PSB or a bit of additional filter start gel into your moving bed, because that beneficial bacteria is going to help.
Yeah, PSB is a super product, by the way. Really recommend that.
Yeah, awesome.
Just bang some of that map on tonight.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Video will be coming out about that one later on. So Marcus and Cody's Koi says, I have high nitrite and nitrate levels from my tap. What can I do? Contact your water board, mate. That's what I'd be doing.
Yeah.
Because you shouldn't be having that coming out your tap. I mean,
I've seen a few cases this year. It's frightening, it just happened. It didn't happen like overnight. It happened overnight.
Yeah.
As well, where it was like, shit, what's happened here? And it is, yeah.
You know, again, if you're getting a high nitrite level out your tap, turn to salt, right? Until your filtration system's able to nullify it. You know, because that will happen.
Jeff says, I noticed my water test is out of date. That shows how much I water test.
Fair enough.
Colin says, don't worry about nitrate.
Correct.
Philip King says, do you ever get nitrate completely zero? Well, no, you shouldn't do, because if you are, then you're not going through the nitrifying bacterial cycle, because you should never be at zero. You need a hell of a lot of plants to get it to zero. Anyway.
Oh, and put your question in again, mate. Put your question in again.
Oh,
that was right at the end of the thing, weren't it? We was literally signing off when that question came in. I can't remember what it was. But yeah,
Brian,
we was literally signing off.
After you didn't answer my question last week, mind you, were going to bed when I got mentioned. Stick it in again, Brian. Michael says, being a member of Crouch Valley, we have Keith Berta, should I say, as a member, and it was great to have one-to-one. So if you are just starting showing your koi, join a club with the BKS judge. It's so helpful. 100%, mate.
Yeah, not just that, but even the clubs. So I know Alan Tate does go round 2 clubs, and he travels the fucking UK out of his own pocket, and he does do seminars. You know,
Yeah, it does.
the thing that pisses him off is when he travels and no one turns up.
So, yeah.
You know, but
Gary Coy,
Clubs have definitely got that as a benefit, and that they're the sort of thing. I know that Jazz, who's she's not a judge now, but I know she does quite a bit, and I think with Crouch Valley as well. You know, Crouch Valley are an extremely good club. You know, good club to have.
They're doing good things as well down there, from what I've seen.
Yeah, good show as well.
Right, Claude said, for an example there, and I will go back to the other one that I just had up on there. I never know what everyone's talking about when you say watch your fish. Now, after years of observing, I understand they often tell you when something's wrong. I have a test kit ready without
obsession.
That's it, mate. And I'm going to address this one. You never click on my comments, Gaz, dude, but all good. We've got no disrespect, Chris, but with 163 people watching, and there are many comments that I've not clicked on. You're not all that special. I've missed out loads of people. I mean, if I sit here doing this.
Guys, can you slow down a minute? You're taking the piss.
We'd get nowhere, would we? We wouldn't be able to address anything or talk about anything at all. I'm not missing them out deliberately, mate. If I've missed something, as I've always said and as I've always stated, stick it in capital letters so it stands out, so it's easier for me to see, or otherwise I am just going to breeze through these, because sometimes they are just looking like you're having conversations amongst yourselves. It's nothing personal. I don't single any individual out. Nobody's that important.
Let's talk about a little positive note, guys. I know we can all support this as well. I've got something sat on my table here, and it's a bit of a souvenir, right? And I would like to do it.
Wrong topic.
I don't know what it's worth, but anyway, I've been thinking about it for a while. I want to see what we can get for it, and half the proceeds towards it, or probably the full proceeds, will go towards charity, which I think, like I say, it's a good souvenir. It's a bit of a one-off. I'll show you it all now so you can see it. There's a few people in the room. So if anyone wants to get behind this, put it in comments.
Has it got 4 wheels?
Yes, it has got 4 wheels.
Mate, that's weird that I knew that's what you were doing.
We was actually going to auction it off, and I thought, do you know what?
Cream egg.
There's a few things as well, and it obviously, I don't know what charity it is. Again, if people can put some ideas down, I mean, that'd be great. What we can donate it to for a good cause.
BKK.
It's a bit of a souvenir. I don't know. I paid a lot of money for it as well. I think the craft, they're expensive, aren't they? These things.
Yeah, fucking very expensive.
But like I say, I would like to, if it just raise a bit of money, I'd be really thankful if everyone can get behind it, because I think it's good.
There we go. So you want to do a little bit of an auction tonight for it right now?
Well, whatever.
Oh,
we can. Right. There's 100 of these things made, and people might laugh, whatever, but I want to try, and I had to get this back from Japan Craft Dinner. And these things, if anyone's ever been to Dainichi's shop, they'll know they're worth a fucking fortune. There's only 100 of them made. We have got
coming on
a Dainichi die.
I got 35 of them in shed.
Shut up.
You fucking haven't.
Charity. Anyway, it's going to be
a little Dainichi truck. That's the actual one that they use.
At the
scaled
show.
Down. Sweet.
Yeah.
There we
it's
go.
A full model box in absolutely mint condition, right? A bit of a collector's
item. Put it in the box. It's a collector's item, mate. There's how many 500 made, wasn't there?
100
made. So 100 made.
And they're serial numbered, aren't they?
The serial numbered as well, yeah.
Would you like to give a starting bid? You got budget pond keepers bid 50 quid.
Just keep going. I want to raise as much as possible so we can donate something towards charity, and I would really appreciate anyone that can get behind it and do it. Simple as.
There we go.
And I will post it out
Crafty Kai, 100 quid.
When we get enough money for it. Yeah, you know how much they're worth. You could up your fucking bid. Jesus.
There we go. There's a little bit of a budget pond keeper, 120 quid. Now there's a fellow truck driver. Metal or plastic, Simon says.
Bit of both.
You know what? I've not even got it out box. I couldn't tell. It's a good. It's very, very good quality.
120 with a budget pond keeper at stud.
Anyway,
Obviously,
it's good.
guys, this is not for Ryan to make anything from. It's going to
even
give this to a
open the
charity.
box because I don't want to ruin it for anybody. But yeah, it's a pretty cool thing. It's got all detail on it. Looks the nuts.
That'll look sweet in anybody's filter shed.
Exactly.
You know what, mate? I think what we do is we market it a bit for you, and then we go for it.
What? So we don't end it tonight and we do a bit more? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, mate. Because it's for charity, and it's worth more than what's on the screen, mate. So
yeah, absolutely. I think that's probably a good idea, Gaz. Is it?
That sounds like whatever you want to do, mate. I mean, definitely. If you want to do it, you want to get some good money for a charity.
I absolutely do, yeah. And I know it's only a thing, and it's not. I'm not asking someone to, end of the day, this is what they're getting at the end of the day. It's not. And I'll throw in an exclusively coin mug as well.
But truth be known, mate, they're sought after.
They really are. Like I probably they'll want back one day and not be able to buy one, but because they are mega expensive as these things, I don't know why, but they are, aren't they, Craft? They are mega.
Yeah, but it's got Rarity written on it for a fucking start.
but yeah, it's been sat on my table here for a while now, and I don't know what to do with it. I'm not a massive keeper of stuff like this. I bought it just because I thought, well, at time, why not? But yeah, I was like I say, I would like to try and get as much money as we can for charity. So why not? We'll stick to that at some point, guys, if we can do it. I'll get some pictures and stuff of it to put on socials and that.
Yeah.
Sorry, Chris.
It's that's me just being fair, because 120 quid, it's a charity event. We need to be raising as much as we can.
Why don't you think, right? Well, why not on your next auction that you do, push it out there, advertise it, get it out there on social media, and then add it to the end of something in that sense, so that you've got
use Lee's platform as well to get behind it.
I want to do something weird. I think, like I say, there's not many people actually bring the things in, to be honest. And I thought, you know what? I've been looking at it. There's been a few mishaps with people and clients recently where they've lost family members and stuff. And I thought, you know what? To put it to a charitable cause is always nice. So why not?
There you go. Thank you very much, Chris. Chris has said that's fine. It's worth more than I'll be bidding again.
But
do a raffle.
You know something.
That's not a bad idea, doing a raffle for it.
The raffle that I done for that Ginga Chiba, right? If it went to auction, if it went to auction, it will always reach individual ceilings. So if you go raffle,
it is a 10 quid raffle, 20 quid raffle,
so
whatever.
many more people will put in, because everyone's got a tenner to throw into charity for a chance of winning something. And we raised a lot more by doing it that way.
Do a 50 quid ticket.
We'll do something.
£50 tickets for Steve, $5 tickets.
Yeah, $5 tickets sounds more reasonable. But these are generally Craft. I don't know. I can't remember how much there was, but there was mega money, weren't they?
I wouldn't have bought it that way.
That's the only reason why Mark says that, because he's part of the Oxo family, so he's loaded, isn't he? He's one of those kids.
They actually come in really nice Dainichi gift bags, and I had to sabotage that to make sure it got back in it. It's got back, honestly. Look, it's in mint. The box is mega.
There we go. That sounds like a real good idea to be fair.
Or
one of them.
Or one of them. Wait, I've nicked his supply. But
where can you find
if you want it,
info regarding showing at the Birmingham Car Show in October? Thanks, Angus. For fuck's sake, I wish. Where can you find info regarding showing at the Birmingham show? At the Birmingham show?
I don't know. I think they've got a couple of.
There you go. There he is.
Yeah, boy.
I think they
mention his name and he shall appear.
I think they may have a couple of VATs left. Michael Gould is the guy you need to look at, but have a look on Facebook, Birmingham Mid-Staffs Koi Club, I think it is, or Birmingham Koi Club, and you'll find them. Just message message them direct or put something on the wall and they'll respond that way. You know, or if you want to show Angus, drop me a message via, well, I think you've got my number. Drop me a message via Facebook or through Gaz or whatever, and I'll pass your details over to them to get in touch.
Yeah. Either way, mate, one way or other, bud, I'll find out for you. We'll get it to you. Crafty auction your bags.
Really? Okay. The bags, man, I'll give them away.
What have I missed then, fellas? What have I missed?
Ryan trying to palm off one of his knockoff trucks.
Oh, mate, that is mate.
We're gonna.
He bought that in the Philippines on the way home.
I know. I said I got 25 in my shed.
Sake.
He asked me if I could source some in my shed for him, a bit of extra storage room. He's going to try and get rid of one a week.
We've got a real life one outside on drive.
Anyway,
anyone ever seen Lee without an hat? Yes. I've seen Lee without anything.
It's my comfort blanket.
I think most
you're not hiding the fact that you're finning. He's finning. He's finning.
Right.
Do you know one of the most ways to start losing your hair?
What's that?
By wearing a hat.
Now this might have been my mum reckons it's from wearing my my maroon beret for so long.
100%. That's where mine comes from. Wearing me hat all the time, me berry all the time.
I reckon it's just from stress in the last 12 months, but I don't know. It could
Yeah,
be
that
wrong.
might have a little bit to do with it, mate. That might have a little bit. Stress might.
Anyway,
Stress
what
normally
are we
makes you go
talking about?
grey.
What are we talking about? Is everybody ready for the Newark Koi show?
100%.
Are you going, Gaz?
Oh, I am going. Yeah, I'm going both days.
Are you
I don't know
counting?
where I'm stopping yet, but might just be dossing
What do
down
you
and
mean?
sleeping in field in a sleeping bag.
Yeah, just bring a tent. I'm just sleeping in the back of my van. What about you, Crafty?
When is it?
When?
When?
Is it like the 26th, 27th? Is that right?
I'm joking, man. It's a bank holiday weekend.
Yeah.
Is it the 20? Is it the 26th and 27th?
Something like that.
Something like
Generally,
that.
It's not this.
It's
It's not
in
this
a
week.
week's
It's
time.
not this weekend. It's weekend after, isn't it?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
Got to come. Thanks, Ryan. The food turned up today. The whole bag was split open. I had about 5 kilo left.
Right, I can't hear Ryan's dog. Can you hear Ryan's dog?
Ralph, where's Ralph anyway?
No, it was. It was. Colin was saying, "Will you someone tell Ryan to let the dog in?" And then he put a message on again saying, "Tell Ryan to let his dog in." And then Colin actually put on and said, "I don't know why I was saying that because it was my dog."
He never.
Oh right, got you. I was like a bit mindfucked then.
You want to
Anyway,
see state of mind? Mine has been
Ryan.
shaved, been skinned.
We've been called out on the auctions, haven't we?
Been called out.
Yeah.
Oh,
What about?
Well, we're putting in a special fish this time, aren't we, to see if it's going to go.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know. There are some people out there that think that we avoid all the best koi. So we're actually going to put your best tozai in, aren't we?
Why not?
I will see if anybody
We got a
wants
bit
it,
of an
but I
hater,
got a funny feeling
well,
they
not an
probably
hater.
won't.
Someone
Pardon?
said that it's nice to see that I throw all the good fish back when we've got selections. Even Lee don't get access to all the good fish. I said I think the bit that they missed was Lee get access to every single fish in my fish house when he comes to buy these
It's
fish.
just I haven't got the budget for it. Hopefully someone else will have the budget for it.
You know, you just sit there. It's crazy, honestly. I was like, people don't see it as well. We're not, you know, bearing in mind, I look at, you know, we're looking at making a selection of 20, 25 fish. How many fish have I got in them fish houses? Like, you can't put every single fish on, but there is access to every single fish.
Yeah,
like, there's not really a
there
case
is.
of it's anything else. So,
Unless they're sold. Some of them are sold.
well, all that.
How many fish you got left still to shift on then, Lee? Or are you gone?
Me?
Is everything done? Are they,
Oh no, I've got like all the
you got enough to
Nagami
take to
growers.
show?
Huh?
You got enough to take to show this weekend? Next weekend?
Yeah. So like a lot of the fish that I've got left. I told people that obviously these are available. You can have them, but I'm keeping them as Azakari until 2 weeks after the show, and they're like, yeah, that's fine. So you know. So I've still
What
got.
about the
I've still got.
Tosai then? Is Tosai
Huh?
all sold? Do you sell
No,
all your?
I've got loads of toes I left. I think Ryan's going to come down in a couple of weeks, don't you, to do a bit of a photo session with me, and have a boys' night.
Can we just reiterate though, Gaz? Right, Lee's not leaving the hobby like everyone's fucking Chinese whispered about.
No.
He's not leaving
Yeah.
the hobby and shutting his ponds down. He's literally just selling his fish
To
to
buy
move
new
on to a
fish.
different concept and a different way of doing the hobby. That's
Well, get it out now, Lee. At the end of the day, you're going over there to Japan, aren't you? You're going over there to stay there for a bit, and it's the main reason for you was it's unfair for somebody to have to take care of your fish for such a long period of time. That the best way to do it is to move them fish on, and it funds what you're doing to buy new stuff to bring back with all your new experiences. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. Like I said, I did have plans to go over there for a month or two. Do you know what I mean? We'll see. I'm not quite sure what's going on. October's a few months away, so we'll see where I am. But yeah, mate, you can throw as much money as you want on a pond build, but there's always something always happens as you're going away or when you're away, and there is still maintenance. Do you know what I mean?
There is, mate. Yeah, 100%.
The main thing is the pH, mate. That's a nightmare. I wish there was some magic.
Yours is not stable water, is it? It's something that you're always having to add.
I have to, so soft. Like my pH and my KH. Dude, the pH from the tap is like about 7.1, which is not the they go hand in hand, but then my KH is like 0.5. And when I'm feeding, mate, that goes down, which I'm chucking in like a mug of bicarb every 2 days. A minimum. So it's a constant battle trying to keep my pH nice and soft and right on the knife's edge. In it, Ryan? I gotta say though, do you know what's weird? So I've got the 2 ponds running, and I've got to say I need to do actually maybe on Sunday or Monday I'm going to do the Awaz Grow and Show setup review, because I haven't done it for a little while because I've been busy. But that pond is running so good. Like, it is so good. I can't, the pumps and everything. And also because Marcus really done a good job on the electrics. It's like, I got so much confidence in that little pond now. And it's really starting to perform, I tell you. Like I was telling Ryan, the Kobayashi Shiros. Remember we got 5 of them, didn't we? And one was totally finished, which done really well in the national. And I've offloaded that one because someone was keen to have it, and I wanted him to do well in the show to give him that buzz. Do you know what I mean? So you have that one, and then the other ones were still underlying the Sumi, but the patterns were amazing. And now I don't know what it is. In the last 3 weeks, the Sumi's just solidified and boom, it's just burst to the surface. It's amazing how quick it happens, isn't it? I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
Quite impressive, but the patterns are really good. Actually, one of them I'm really tempted to take to the show, to be honest. But we'll see. I might take a little video and send it to my Jedi Master, Kevin Bolton. See what he thinks.
Kevin Bolton.
ouch.
Kevin knows his way around a Shiro. Hey, don't slag him off, mate. He fixed your gun the other day. He's a good lad.
Mate, that gun's a Rolls Royce. Have you seen it, mate?
It's lovely, mate. Where did you get that from? Where's it from?
I don't know. He dealt with it. His mess.
I tell you what, mate. That's one hell of a business partner you've got there.
Carol Loss is putting their Little Fox charity was set up for a guy with prostate cancer. I donate all my cards to them. There we go. There's a charity suggestion there.
Cards? What's a card? What are we going on? Have I missed something?
Carol makes little cards, greeting cards, gift cards, and any sales that she makes from them, she gives it all to a charity for that. Nice. Sarah says, "Do you guys know of any clubs in the northwest of England? I've tried looking, but not able to find any."
Not that I know of.
No. That's there is.
So
not many, is there?
Have a look on the BKKS website and then email the club liaison officer. They will be able to point you in the right direction on that.
There you go, Sarah.
Mm.
Right,
Crafty,
bear
you're,
with me,
you're
2
coming to
seconds.
the Newark, aren't you?
Yeah, I've got to stand there, mate. Yeah.
Oh, you have got to stand there. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, are you camping out with the men or you?
I think so, mate. Yeah, I think we're camping. Yeah.
Yes, I'm going to get the Stella in.
Just on a positive note, boys, on the Friday, Kev Bolton's got his big birthday on as well. Big Kev.
We are getting on it, boy.
Can we just do like a big party on the field there?
Just have a right tear up on it.
Amazing, just like 90 middle-aged naked men and Kevin. That's just my idea. We can change it if you want.
Cool,
yeah,
naked
we'll
bar.
Why don't we get a 12 birth tent and all sleeping it together, spooning?
No.
All right, guys, that's yeah. We
You're up
none of
for
us
it.
are agreeing to that. But you can come and sleep in the back of my van if you want.
There
Gav.
you go. There you go. See, that one's on. Yeah.
That's
No,
a
thanks.
spoon. Don't you, Lee?
I just need some.
That's
Like
a
likes a good spoon while he's holding his todger in his hand.
Yeah,
Well, I don't know.
yeah, I've got picture evidence.
Yeah, he's got a picture of me.
Oh, he's got his little chimney in his hand.
Don't put it
He's
on
chipping this
TV.
off.
He'll put it
No,
on
I won't
TV
put it
now,
on
live.
TV, Lee. I won't.
No,
Go to
no.
get banned.
I'm not putting that one on.
Oh,
Oh, dear me. Right, let's have a quick look back at the. I don't think there was any other questions in there this week. Let's see if there was.
Oh, who's going to the fishing week down Rick's on the
On the
7th?
Nice.
The 7th, the 8th, and the 9th.
Yeah, I'm going.
Honestly, I've booked that off, mate. I'm actually. I think I might get all the carp gear out and travel down.
Yeah, I think it's a private event, no, Lee.
I've been asked to go.
No, but that's what I'm saying. But it's still a private event, so not everyone can go.
Oh no, I know. But I was
Yeah.
wondering if you
Yeah, I'm
boys have
going.
been invited.
Yeah, I've been invited. Yeah.
That's nice. You can come
Is
and
that
play
the
with my
7th,
rod
8th,
if you
and
want.
9th?
You what, son?
I said you
7th,
can
8th,
come.
and 9th.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. I'll get down there probably
Oh, God
for the
damn it,
weekend.
mate. It's going to be a mad night then, isn't it?
I've got a
This is
rod.
good.
I've got a rod you can play with.
Is it got plenty test curve?
Yeah, it's a good one.
You need help, you. I don't think there's any questions in here, but we'll just double check.
Let me make up a question then for an
Go on,
expert.
mate.
Right.
No, there isn't.
Let me
Topic.
make up a
You can.
question.
Well, it doesn't have to be so much as a question, but you can bring up any topic koi related that you can think of for us to
Okay,
discuss.
here's one. Here's one for Ryan then, because Ryan knows a bit more. So, for the last 2 weeks, I've run out of Sakiakari growth because a certain person hasn't sent me a bag quick enough, or he didn't have a bag prepared for me when I went up last week. Ryan, talking about you.
I just completely forgot, mate, to be honest.
I know, yeah, pathetic. So I've been feeding
Like
my
you forgot my
fish.
bats, but anyway.
You've got them now, but I've been feeding my fish Sakiakari color solely.
Ooh.
Now then, that's a good way to burn money, right? So if you've done that, Ryan, for like a long period, do you reckon you would be secondary Benny heaven? Would they still get the growth? Is it still got good?
Yeah, but not particularly, no, because it's an interesting one, actually, because people always think about this theory of, like I've had people recently say, I'm feeding colour food for a month. Yeah. You can feed colour food solely for a month on its own. Are you going to see the effect in that time over that period that's going to work with instant effect? It doesn't. Colour food needs to be fed over a period of time to actually involve it in its diet enough to actually be prolonged and make it, again, and in the right conditions. Like my growing ponds now, optimum temperature at like 24 to 28 degrees, we've got a 50-50 mix of growth and colour going in, and you can see the effects of that working. Because you're physically growing them fish out, and that fish is basically, the qualities of that fish is not pulling apart, but as you're stretching it out, you need to adopt that colour food into that mix. So like, take an eelt sorry, for example. That Benny could be really polished as it's small, yeah? You start stretching that out and it starts going really, really fast at a rate of knots without colour food in its diet, it will become orange. That's what you get at the effect of that. You'll get that orange colour and people see it. It's guaranteed. You get that really faded, weak, shitty looking orange colour. Without the introduction of colour food in that diet, that Benny will not be ever as good as what it needs to be, because you're trying to then pull it back round without putting that colour food into the diet. So you need it in all the time. At the moment, like you see my growing ponds, we've got varieties in there. We've got Deutsch Metallics, we've got Aragokis, we've got Yellow Dragons, we've got fucking, whatever. Yeah, it's a right mix of stuff. Ginrin, they need that mix of strong, I'd probably say even more so, 60-40 on that basis, because, yeah, they're varieties that rely on it and that also make them. You can't grow fish and think, oh, I'll grow them to 30 to 35s without any colour food in, because they'll look like English bread. They'll look like really weak in colour sometimes, not particularly great, vibrant, and that goes for anybody. Anyone can grow Tozai, and it will literally, people have been through it and probably seen it themselves. You grow up massive quick. They might have the body and stuff, but you got a bit underwhelming, And again, you've got to use that diet properly. Using it for like the period you've done, Lee, now, that's no effect. Yes, it puts the intensity there. And again, yes, going back to it, if you've got lineages of Kawaku like Yoshino, Nagami, Oshikin, you've got strong Benny Mariama, you've got strong Benny lineages, trust me, you will have secondary Benny problems, because it will throw it up, and trying to get rid of it is difficult because the Benny's so thick. I mean, if you ever see them sort of fish in a bowl, you see how good the Benny is, you will have those problems. Yeah, and that's guaranteed. I've seen it myself. I have it. Feeding that diet, and thinking straight away its call comes in big cheeks, in nose, in head. Yeah, it can be removed. That's not a problem. But you do find it does do that. But in the short term, without feeding it with a consistency for a long period of time, no, it has no effect in the quick succession of it now.
So thanks for that, but that's not actually what I meant. No, I'm joking. No,
That was a very comprehensive answer, Ryan.
no, it was really good. It was really good. I'm proud of you. You've obviously been listening to your father. But as for feeding the colour, will you still get good growth? Is it still got good, like...
It's still got good growth prospects to it, as well as colour enhancing, hasn't it?
You will, but you'll find the actual growth results feeding that solely, it will become more... your results will be complex. They won't be as straightforward. The growth might not grow as full potential as quick.
Yeah. Again,
you're talking Shiroji's going to go off in that process. They're not going to grow as big. It's not the right thing to do. And that's all things, again, I've spoke to people about, Saki Akari representatives, Ryuichi Yoshida at JP. They had a massive conversation with him once in Japan, again, about their range of diets and what they feed. Actually, feeding a diet on its own sometimes compromises the food in terms of what it does. Because if you're not feeding like a 50-50 colour mix on the growing season, good to most farms, they're not just feeding a sole one food, or if they're feeding one diet, it's probably got traces of colour enhancing food in it, or it's got some process in it. You can't grow fish and maintain the quality without feeding colour food in them. You can't, not properly. If you're talking about raising Tozai from 25 to 30 up to 50 to 55, you need colour food in the diet. Absolute fact. And under heat temperatures. If you're trying to grow fish under serious heat, 24 degrees, forget it.
You need the colour.
It won't work. It needs colour food.
So on my grow on pond now, I've resisted the urge to go to 24. I'm at 23 because I don't want to push these little things, because I'm cool. And I done 24 last year, Ryan. And you don't understand. I'm a man that likes to learn. Okay, so I don't want to take your word for things. I'll take Kev's word, but not yours, because you're dodgy. No, actually, I tell you who told me to do it at 23 was Yamaguchi-san. He keeps his at 23, apparently. He reckons that's a good number.
I had a report from him this week about our fish, and apparently they're looking absolutely fucking massive.
Really?
And they're keeping them all at 26.
They've got a really good summer as well this year. The weather's really warm, but they're actually maintaining the water in the mud ponds as well. So it looks like autumn harvest season could be quite fun.
Oh, I'm buzzing. I can't wait to get my hands in that water, pulling that net around. Looking.
Lee Taylor's asked a question there. What's your thoughts on UK koi lactobacteria?
Don't know anything about it.
No.
Really.
I like that. I like that bacteria that they use. That stuff in the like the clear plastic bottles in Japan. It's sort of like a granule form.
Yeah.
That's the boy, mate. Like, that I'd love to get that back of you, because everyone uses that, don't they?
Is that the stuff that you tipped into my Gilet jacket, or was that salt? I can't remember.
That was salt, mate. Yeah, it's crystallized salt.
Wanker.
Yeah.
Thoughts on water hyacinth?
Again, good for a garden pond. Got its uses, but no, not particularly.
Not for good
Anything of
quality.
interest. No. They look quite pretty, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got a natural garden pond in ground, they're good. They do take out lots of nitrate out your water. They do consume.
I remember being a kid working in my dad's shop. That's the honestly, because we did quite
one of the best sellers because they consume more, don't they, than most of
water hyacinth and
water marching plants
and bunching up oxygenating plant. That was one of my jobs as a 12-year-old boy.
Now, if Daz had been here, he'd give you all the ins and outs and the scientific names and everything. Unfortunately, he's not here this evening because he is attending on holiday with his good lady wife, Mrs. Whitehead.
What are you drinking there, Ryan?
You're gonna piss yourself because it's not what you think it is. It's not beer.
What is it?
Ginger beer.
Oh no, mate! I think that's good. That's lovely, mate.
Horrible.
As long as you got some whiskey in it.
Gary says his Tancho lost its penny in the warm weather.
Nothing to do with the warm weather.
Yeah, it's probably not. I've had a few fish fail this year actually.
Well, it's one or two things there. Benny quality not being good enough. Because don't forget, in a Tancho spot, with them being cut, it can weaken the Benny off sometimes. That's a potential. Or again, he's not been feeding colour fluid diet to keep it there, or the warm weather has just made it disintegrate. One of a few things. Unfortunately, but Tanchos, it's like anything with a Tancho, it's always a risk.
It is.
That's why you buy a Tancho Sankey, because if it loses its spot, it turns into a nice Becco.
That's it. It's always a safe one, isn't it? I tell you what. How nice is that Sakaguchi Tancho show? Is it? Tancho Sankey. So, mate, it is so nice. That is a nice fish. Where has that been hiding? Was that the one that was down Kevin's ages ago?
Listen here, pal. I can't tell you all my secrets. Don't work like that.
Because it's mad. I was at that. I see.
What is that a sneaky one you found down? It is.
You didn't know about my third fish house, did you?
Yeah. I bet you have got a third one, the other side of the edge.
I would start digging.
Your mum's started following me on Facebook.
Oh no, she hasn't.
But Andy's given her the go ahead.
She's
going to move to Wales.
Stop.
She's moving to Wales.
Andy doesn't want her up there. He goes, if you have her, mate, it's line sink and line cook and crook and sinker, whatever that expression is. So she's moving down. I've got a spare underbuild.
That's the best way of telling the sex of your fish.
Easiest one to go to, obviously, with male. Look for easy things: rough fins, rough gills, sandpaper feeling skin.
Yeah, you should be able to feel it from on the gill plates there on a male, especially like back into spring, early summer. You'll feel that the male's cheeks are quite sandpapery, rough texture. As you feel coming off from the side of the gill plate down the lateral line, you'll also feel it slightly spread out about a quarter of the way down the fish's body. Around the front leading rays should become slightly thickened and enlarged a little bit. And then obviously the other one's turning the fish over in it, which is a little bit more difficult.
Again, you can find some good, actually detailed vent shaped pictures online to actually look at and compare.
One has got am I right in saying, Ryan, one's like a curve and the other one's a slit?
Yeah.
I don't know which way around it is, male to female. Yeah.
The male normally goes across the body, doesn't it?
Female one does.
A female is a female a curve is across the body, and the male a downward slit. And the other one is obviously if it's a mature enough fish, you should be able to turn it over and gently massage your fingers down the side of the body, and if it's a male, milk will come out. So there's a few ways. They used to say as well. I mean, there are other ways, like size of the pecs on a male fish, are normally slightly different shape, a bit more bigger as well. But you can manipulate it to see.
as a
Japanese
tozai, their
actually
head.
sometimes identifying with they've got two little black symbols. Sometimes on certificates, you'll see them, and one's like a circle with a slit down it, and the other one's got a slit through it at the top. And you can it's again just to resemble the sex of fish, but I can't seem to find one that's got one on it.
You can tell on young tozai as well. The males have normally got like a more yellow head, haven't they? The females, sorry, isn't it? Is it the females?
Males.
No, the males have got a more yellow head, isn't it? And normally the
That
females
used to
belly.
be a thing. To be honest, that used to be a thing. Now with the new genetics of male fish, you don't find it actually really. I'll be honest. I mean, Nisai Shiros, for example, from Omasako this year, everyone always says that about Shiros. It's the first go-to. You actually find male ones. You don't see much of it anymore. Again, because the different types of genetics they're building into these things, as well as a different level.
It's a different grave.
I think you might have found something here that might show you so you can see. If we look at that one, he says.
See, it's got the slit at the back, look.
And then we got, I think it showed then.
You'll always find with the male vent as well is a lot tighter. As in around the vent, it's really tight.
This one being a male, yeah? Male vent.
From what I can see it, yeah.
Oh, I can't make them bigger. Sorry. Let's see if I can. There we go.
Oh, there you go.
There's a male's vent.
Yeah.
And if we go back off of that versus a female.
Or if you're really stuck, you can just put a little car in the pond, and the fish that crashes it is normally the female. I am totally joking.
Wow.
And then you've got like that there, which is a female.
Yeah, you see, that's a good example to show you there.
Look at that. That's good enough to eat.
So there you go, mate. Oh, what's this thing about?
No, it's nothing for this.
There we go. So there's a couple of ways, mate. And I got a boat from Elizabeth. If you put a car in and crash it.
I'm only joking, Elizabeth. I know women are far superior at driving.
Gabby says it's no banana.
Statistically, that's probably the truth.
No, it is, mate. But the easiest way to go through your fish is if you do a balling up session, just, you want to get them all out and you want to have a quick look over them. Wait till, because it starts to get into spring and coming into like breeding season. If you're starting to see any form of activity in your pond and they're starting to nudge or chase each other around a bit, take your fish out and have a feel at the gill plates. It's a dead giveaway, mate. You can't miss it on a male. They are literally like sandpaper.
My Tony, my Shiro Yatsuri, my Hiyasuri I've got, like that thing, you could sand wood with it. He is all male. Trust me, mate. It's so rough. It's unbelievable.
You can see why they can damage a female as much as what they can when they're in a spawning. When you've got like 4 or 5 males to 1 female in a pond, you can see why they come out red raw, because they don't half nudge crap out of them, don't they? And budge into them. And with that rough texture on the reds all the time doing it, it ain't going to be no good for no female's body.
I'm smirking because I'm just waiting for Lee to come out with something outrageous here at some point. I think you're you're lining him up, Gaz, to just come out with something absolutely.
No. I'm not going to. I'm a changed man. You're
changed. Oh, wow. You're cleansed.
Changed man.
Cleansed.
Yeah. Since I've just been on colour food, I am a changed man.
I was just about to congratulate you on we're going for a whole live without eating anything, but you let yourself down after 2.5 hours.
Fucking me belly thinks my throat's been cut, mate.
Out of all the people the other week that turned around and said, I've got a Benny Ginga, I've got a Benny Ginga, I've got a Benny Ginga. There must have been about 15 people that said they got Benny Gingas. Well, we've had about 4 or 5 sent in. So with what we've had,
appreciation.
With what we have had sent in, we'll go into a little bit of the koi appreciation, and then that one will be out of the way right quick. Oh, what's that one for then, Crafter? That ain't no Beniginga.
No, that's one of the fish that we're auctioning on Tuesday.
Oh yeah, we've still got that to bring up as well, haven't we?
Mm.
Yes, a little bit of a video as well to show you. So we'll show the Benigingas that we've got that we have had sent in. And once we've gone through them, the first one is going to, let me make sure I've got this right and showing all comments. There we go.
Has Ryan got a snack as well? No, he hasn't.
Yeah, I'm good.
He's just set it in the kitchen.
Hey, when are we doing the weekend after? We're doing that little auction we're doing, isn't it?
1st September.
The first.
The first, which means you've got to really drive back fast from Newark.
It's not that weekend.
No, it's the weekend after.
Oh, right, sweet. Oh, well, we don't.
You've still got to drive back really fast.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate that trip up to Newark and back. Oh, gross. Bank holiday as well, isn't it?
First one is Marcus's Akawa Beniginga, 41 cm on arrival in March.
Oh, that's rubbish. I don't know who this Marcus guy is, but he doesn't know how to pick koi.
See, this is nice, but his other one's different level.
I'm only joking. That is lovely, isn't it? I quite like Marcus. He accompanies me on all my trips up north now. Passes the time, no end.
There we go, bit of footage of it.
No, let's have a look at the other one, Gaz. I
other
don't
one.
like seeing that again.
Why do fish stick to the side of a bowl? It pisses me off.
That's sitting still. And that's the one of it swimming. And then we've got this one.
Where's the other one that he's got? The Kaze one.
Oh, that's further down.
Or is it?
And this is the Beniginga now, a bit bigger. I forgot what size I just said there then.
See that it's nice, but it's a little bit too more Kajaku-fied for me.
Yeah.
The other one's like proper. The other one is really, really nice.
So that one's now 47 cm. When he got it, it was 41 in March. This is Collins.
That's a Kajaku.
Oh, I'm going to say that. That's
Hello, Kelly.
that's a Kajaku, isn't it? Colin. Yeah, Colin. That's a Kajaku, bud.
Hey, Kelly, I've got a bone to pick with you. You're treating Crafty too well. He's putting on weight.
Fish. Still definitely a Kajaku. Now then, this is the one that he got. This is a classic Beniginga.
People would not give that the time of day. I'm telling you.
No,
Seeing that
to me, mate, when I first saw that, I thought, man, that's a bit orangey coloured, that a bit browning looking. And then I looked at the comment underneath it and I was like, my God.
Yeah.
Now this is what that fish has become.
Fucking different gravy.
Look at that.
So that's proper.
Nice body on it.
Look at the scalation on that.
Scalation for the nation.
Yeah.
Did I say that loud?
Yeah.
See if I can. Why is that not playing? Play, you piece of shit.
Jesus.
Yeah, look at that head pattern as well. That's proper. That's smart as that.
Where's that from, Kaze?
Yeah. Yeah, proper tidy. Nice.
Right, so that one's my Beniginga.
Wow. Good colour, Gus.
Yeah, and that was when
Where you just pulled this from? Like all of a sudden, boom! Just
That's
come
mine.
rolling in.
That's
Bang,
in my
mine.
phone, mate. That's mine when I first got it at 31 cm, and it's now 48 or 49 cm.
That's banging. If it looks like that now, does it?
Yeah, it's just the same as that, mate. Identical,
Very good.
but bigger, or not a lot bigger, but bigger.
It's nice.
Mm. Lucky the Heron didn't get that one.
Yeah,
Scalation's mint, isn't it?
it is lovely, mate. There we go. And that's all we've got for the old Benny Gingas.
The gradation on those pec fins are lovely, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, scalation's nice. Look down that side that's nearer to us here. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice.
My favourite fishing pond, that. My first one that I picked up from my first koi show that I ever went to, which was, where was the one that we went to last time where you just said yours stall, Crafter?
What the National?
The National. That's where I got it from. Not last year, the year before.
Fantastic.
There we go. That
Well
was the
done.
Benny Ginga. That was the Benny Gingas, guys. There wasn't that many, but I think I need one. Yeah, they're nice, aren't they?
Yeah, when they're fully developed, they're good.
Yeah.
Crafty,
But-
looking quite brown there, mate. You've been working outside a lot.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You look more like Saddam Hussein every time you go outside.
True. It's true, mate. I've been doing a bit in my garden.
That's nice.
A few alterations here and there.
How's the aces going?
You done that rendering yet? Shagger what?
Doing the catio at the minute, mate. Yeah, the aces are fucking flying, mate. They're massive.
Yeah, mine are doing well.
Yeah.
I got one casualty, but apart from that, they're good.
Oh,
I actually remove one because I was getting too big.
Really, I know a man with a van.
Yeah. You're
I'll
a
have that
man.
one off, yeah.
Craft, what's with Christmas mug, Shag? I'm not being funny.
My Christmas mug.
Listen.
Whatever fucking comes out the cupboard, mate. It's a Lee Hadfield mug, look.
Oh, it's a Mickey Mouse one.
It's Lee Hadfield, look.
Oh, somebody mentioned in here earlier on that he hadn't received his cup yet.
Oh,
Love Art Kajaku. The guy that won the Love Art Kajaku or something.
That's it. The gentleman that won the Love Heart Kajaku.
Come on, Lee.
Did you
Hey.
did you give? Yeah,
Can
that's been
I just
sent out.
say-
That has been sent out. Trust me.
Talking of that Kajaku that was won on auction. I'll tell you how big it was. I've got a picture of it.
He did actually say, Ryan, I haven't received my cup yet. So whether
Oh,
you
no,
was
it has
sending-
been. It
you
has.
was
I,
sending him
Right,
as
that
well.
was auctioned off, if I remember rightly, at 19 or 20 centimeters. When I don't remember when did we last auction? Was it
2
3
weeks ago.
2 weeks ago?
I'll tell you.
Hmm.
One sec. I'll tell you.
It was
No,
the
more than
weekend
2 weeks,
before
about 3
Gav
weeks
went away,
ago.
wasn't
Honestly, we didn't do a video of it, but Kev will back me on this. We pulled it out the growing pond because I had to have a little sort out. So we've now got 2 growing ponds. The thing's 29 centimeters, and it is
29?
built. It is built like a brick shit house. That
is that
Kajaku,
the love heart Kajaku?
the one that got
Kajaku?
the Kajaku that got the really nice
Kajaku.
little
Yeah.
little screen light. Yeah, the thing's changed no end. 29 centimeters it was.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. Put some size on them in a week or two.
2 weeks. Get on that.
Growth spurt. Fuck me. Maybe
Mate, honestly,
1 meter 20 next year.
even the Deutsche Sankey from the auction and the Sorogoil, they look insane. Like the Deutsche Sankey's done well. The Benny on it is fucking glowing. But yeah, the Kajaku come out. And Kevin was like, "What the fucking hell's this, mate? It's an absolute slab." On the depth of the body and the length on it. I mean, it's 9 centimeters in like a couple of weeks. The thing
9
was like
centimeters deep.
yeah, it literally is. And my short body Lee from Kobayashi is looking insane.
Really?
You'll be glad to know that all the bennies fell off it now, so it's just a fucking Mitsuba, but its body looks vile. Its spine's getting all twisted and going up its back, and its head's becoming like it's been hit by a fucking brick, but it
Looks like your father's finger.
Yes. Next week's Koi appreciates. Oh, there's a question for you guys.
Garomo.
Can you get a Ginrin Garomo?
Yes.
Yes. Have you shown us one before, Ryan?
I don't know if I
I've
have,
seen
but I
one.
remember we had Marushin does them, and I had two in. There were two males I bought about, oh God, fucking hell, a long time ago. Probably the first autumn I ever did for exclusively Koi, I think. We purchased two, and they was fucking insane. Honestly, it's like such good fish. But yeah, they do them.
Few and far between, though, Roy.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, but he sometimes, depending, does like a real thick, almost like burgundy, glossy black Budo Garomo sometimes.
Colin, sorry, Colin, speak to me later on, mate, because I might know somebody that might want that for if it's of a good quality, mate. Might want it for a brood stock.
What's the rarest breed of variety of fish to get your hands on over in Japan, Ryan?
What at the minute?
Mm.
I don't know. I think you got to talk in anything in that's not on a mass scale. There could be a few at the minute.
Pineapple Queen.
Well, no, because they kind of are on a bit of a different. They are kind of on a mass scale in terms of just what they are, aren't they? I mean, you've got to be sort of going
You
down
just
the
can't
route
get
of
your hands on them because they're all going to bloody China.
Black Zeus,
You can't find
Yellow
anywhere.
Dragons. Yellow Dragons, obviously, at thing one. They're just fucking like, you know, even looking at this year's Nisai, they're raising Sanzai, there were none there. Again, after looking autumn, but yeah, you know, what else is they at a minute? Yeah, you're probably at Yellow Dragons or Deutsch Goshkis. They're quite rare. It's all like, basically anything that Aoki breeds is like rocking or shit.
Mm.
Be a cool place to see what's going to happen there in autumn, to be honest.
That's it. Might get myself a console box in February.
The
Little
Yellow Dragon actually from the auction, from the first auction, is looking good as well.
Mm. Yeah, I seen that last week.
No, like it looks this week. They're getting some fucking food now, and Pace is picking up in pond. But that Kajaki just shocked me. Like it just swum under me. I got the big net out, looked at it, and I was like, "Whoa, like where's this come from?" But it looks, yeah, that Kajaki was pretty stunning. Not gonna lie, the guy's got himself an absolute bargain from what I'm seeing this week, and it's still got another 6 weeks, 8 weeks, probably 6 or 7 weeks until he gets that out for delivery. Which, yeah, at the moment, probably going to be looking a good 30 to 35 range, easy.
Mm.
And you didn't get a chance to go in there, Lee, this time. That was the only thing because there was growing. Not that we didn't want to do them, obviously, growing ponds and this time of year.
Yeah, and the water was a bit murky as well because you're just on the feed there.
Stop tipping a fucking bin in every day of it.
I know. Yeah. No, I did see a few of the grow on fish though. They're coming to the surface. They're looking good. The yellow dragon that you done on the first auction, you just can't miss it. It seems to be everywhere you look. I don't know why.
Now it's growing as well. It just looks, the skin quality on it as well, and the body is just frightening how good it is.
I know that NMD
those are
Marathon.
the rarest fish coming out of Japan now. Then at the moment,
Well,
being one of the most common.
I won't say rare, but you know, you're not just going to pick a box up of them. Like
It's
you're not
hard,
just
they're
picking
hard
up
to
those,
get.
you know. Anything from Aoki in terms of even, you know, on mass scale is hard. You know, when he like
That's just a key. I mean, call it a yellow dragon. It's just a key Mizuogon, isn't it?
no.
Well, it is. that's its breed type. That's what it is. It's a key Mizuogon.
But people need to understand with any Deutsch variety, right? And this is serious now. Any Deutsch variety is so fucking hard to breed.
Oh
Like,
yeah. I'm not knocking the fact of the quality of it and the difference.
I'm just saying in general to try and make
yellow.
Deutsch Go Sankey, yeah, is fucking hard. This dude's breeding Deutsch Goshkis, and you two seen it in that fish
Never
house.
seen one of them before.
It was fucking, the Sumi was outlining all the Benny. So it was basically like a Deutsch white fish, thick red, glossy Benny, and all the sumi outlined every part of the Benny, literally perfectly round it all. As a Deutsch
Is
Gosh.
that the one you shared the other day as well?
Just even no, that was just a normal scaled one, but doing what he's doing with them yellow dragons to get that yellow
It's
on
way
the
more
level
intense
and the
than what
skin,
it normally would be from a.
and what Aoki gets in skin quality is just no one can match him. You look at toy shows, anything that's 45 to 50 and below, he'll just wipe you off the face of earth because you just can't compete with that. So
Again, though, you were saying earlier about colour feed, that would be a fish that you would have to maintain with colour feed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep the intensity of that yellow there. That's why I'm saying with them, because if I start growing them and they don't get it, it'll just start washing out. And then as soon as you lose that, try and recover it's really difficult.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm saying that is the key of the feeding them and raising them as you do. Especially even go Sankey, even something single coloured, Yamabukis. Yeah. Paraction is different, Shiros are different because the white, you're dealing with a thick based white fish. But Yamabuki, same. Yeah, you try growing Yamabukis big and get them big quick, they'll just look anemic. To try and get that nice intense yellow colour to as they grow, you do find it hard.
Elizabeth asked, do you guys feed your fish food like mussels, clams, shrimps, duckweed?
Nope.
Do you never ever feed anything like mussels or like that? I mean, you're different though, aren't you, Ryan? Because you don't have your own pond, do you? You don't have like a pond
No.
for yourself in your garden, do you? Yours
But
are
I've
all
got real
retail
opinions on this as well because I've got, where are these fish, where are these mussels, clams, and shit coming from? That let's face it, they're quite dirty things if they're not cleaned properly and looked at properly. I've got major flaws in that. Again, digestibility. A fucking mussel or a clam is quite a big thing for a fish to swallow. Yeah. And all the shit that comes with it. Baby shrimps. I'm talking the frozen, tiny little things.
Yeah, the little freshwater
They're
shrimps.
all right.
I've
If you're
given
talking like
those.
pupae, silkworm pupae size, but again, when silkworm pupaes are being sort of thrown into ponds, again, soak them pre-hand. Don't just throw them in dry, floating around pond and digestibility. Soak them first, then put them in. And all that sort of stuff. Digestibility is a big thing. Fish start eating that such high protein as well, they'll just get fat guts. And again, you're talking something like those are in moderation. Like, do not feed a lot of them.
Yeah, it's only maybe once a week if you were going to do it. If at that kind of level, you don't want to be banging into them. What about with mealworms? Would you soak them too beforehand?
I'd soak all that sort of stuff. I mean, the only things I've ever used apart from food is, and again, as a thing, this was years ago when I was a kid raising fish, like when we had ponds to feed fish and whatever. Silkworm pupaes, or they used to do a paste food. Kasori actually used to do a paste food years ago that you used to put. It looks a little bit like the like clays that you put in ponds now.
I'm going to say, yeah, like a blob, a grey brownie coloured lump of it.
Yeah, used to do that, make it up, and used to just take bits off, roll them into balls, and throw them in.
Right,
it was like a soft. It was like making like moshing pellets up, I suppose. But yeah, that were the only things ever I've fed apart from that. Because again, you look at. I mean, take a note out of like Japanese shops and wholesalers, that me and Lee go to. The only other thing you will find on a shelf, apart from sake ikari food, is silkworm pupaes in Italy. That is it. Yeah, and look at that and just think that's. Again, there's nothing wrong with it, but I think, you start talking about, again, where these things are coming from. Are they going to bring anything into water if you potentially do it? Again, how do you deal with it? Or do you chop them up? Do you make them into, again, like a fish paste or whatever? I don't know, but I'm not a massive advocate of doing it, to be honest. Like,
I've fed like mussels and fresh prawns, but I've always chopped them up and made them into more like pellet-sized pieces as opposed to wanging them in all.
I mean, shelled peas are supposed to be the one. If you shell peas, they're supposed to be quite good, like fresh, like fresh peas when it's pea season.
I put loads of veg in mine, loads of I get like a bag of just like different greens and whack that in. They love that.
Bit of Sunday dinner, Lee. Bit of Sunday dinner,
mate. Broccoli goes in there, mate. Avocado will go in there. Oranges go in there. Mate, I tell you, I've
seen that as well. People put it on string, don't they? Like they'll put a bit of orange skin upside down or a bit of watermelon or something like that. But again, bringing anything to the table in terms of growing fish sustainability and all the rest of it. Probably not, but
No, that's just like a little bit of a treat for him.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
all I
yeah.
do. It's
Kind of a pond, isn't it?
just a treat every now and again. That's all I do it with.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, Daz were trying to get some bulk onto his female kahaku, so he's been like spot feeding normal food for other one, and then banging loads of fresh prawns in, and she's bulked up quite a heck of a lot. And he's open. Well, they were hoping that we were going to try to see if we could get a spawn out of her, but thinks he's probably missed it for this year. But he's just trying to get some more bulk into her because she
Brown
didn't
bread.
spawn this year. Brown bread.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Same again.
Brown
Just
bread does.
take it off, piece it up, make it into a pellet shape, lob it in.
Now bulk her up. Yeah, the reason why I was saying earlier
apple
there,
crumble.
Colin, if you are serious about moving that fish on, Colin, let me know, because I think Daz might be interested in that, mate. Let us know, bud.
Right, I'm going to shoot now. My battery's just about to go.
Oh, you unsociable bugger.
Well, to be fair,
Honestly,
mate, we are coming up to
funny,
the
yeah, just
3 hour mark
flirt
too.
around for an hour and then like, oh, I've got to leave now because my battery's not charged.
Mate, Wolf's in bed. I want to go for a cutch. That means cuddle in Welsh, by the way.
All right, we'll let you off.
All right.
As long as it's not a cuddle with my mum, I'm fine.
She's on her way down. She's stuck on the M4 at the moment.
We don't even know where she is at the minute. She's gone missing.
What?
Look at
I'm worried. Right, she better stay pure for me. You know you want a stepdad like me, Ryan. Now come on.
I really don't.
I'll share the chores with your dad. I'm sure you're a troubled child anyway.
Thanks for that.
Anyway,
Au
nice to
revoir.
meet you guys.
Lovely to see you again, Lee.
I'll see you next time, yeah?
We don't
I'll
see
see
you next
everyone
time.
in Newark.
We'll see you at Newark, yeah.
Yeah. See you later, guys.
Take it easy,
Bye.
bud.
See
Good
you,
night.
mate.
Well, we are up to the six. Goddamn, the 3 hour mark anyway. So
Hang on.
don't forget, ladies and gents,
Hang on.
that next
Hang on.
week's. Oh, yeah, but I just
Hang
want
on.
to make sure that I want to get it in so that people know, so they don't say I forgot to say it. Next week's fish will be the Garomo. So if you can all send in your pictures and your videos of your Garomos, it'd be greatly appreciated. We have got a video to share with you as well.
No, it's not edited. You need to fast forward through it.
Oh, shoot. So I've got got a video to bring up. So we'll put hang about. First thing is somebody's ass leaning over a pond. So we'll better put that bit on first of all. Lee's missed out on this one. He'd have loved this.
As long as it's no one's chipping this out, we'll be all right.
Yeah, no.
So there we go. We got the first bit there. Is
God,
someone's-
like look at milk bottles on that.
Right, look at the calf muscles on him, mate. He needs a bit of sacky growth in him, doesn't he?
So these are going to be the fish that Crafty has picked for next Tuesday's auction, ladies and gents. So we're going to bang it on, and we should be able to bang it through. God damn you, man! I need to put a new cable in there, don't I?
You say it every week.
I do. Every week I forget and all. Look at that.
Ain't bad, is it?
That's a nice one.
It'd be better. The video's going to drop on YouTube anyway once I've edited it out properly. There's a bit of commentary in there as well. Sakai. Don't show him too much, Gaz. Fuck me. I'll be getting, I think that's about 50 cm-ish. Bit more.
So this is the next one. Oh, look at that, man.
The Kawa Crashy.
That's nice, man.
It's a beast, man, that is.
Look at that. Should just be in my pond, that. Look at that, man. That's nice. We're not going to show you too much, though. Next one. Akamatsuba.
Yeah. Nice Nisai. Speaking of Nisai, I got Got some bangers coming. That's from Murray Hero there.
Oh, fucking
Oh,
hell.
you're actually doing some at Craft. I can't believe it.
Mate, I'm
Yeah.
fucking always.
This is how he's got his head brown.
Yeah. Just
True.
for that flat tan
Oh,
because
look
it's
at
some
that.
work.
That's nice.
Platinum Ogon, banger. Got a good brace of them actually, isn't they're all fucking top quality. The video quality is better on the video that I drop. It's in Ultra HD, so it gets downscaled for Gaz's live, guys.
Yeah, unfortunately. That's nice, mate. Let's move that on. Come on, kids, get at it, Rod.
Yeah, get up.
It's coming through.
You'll see this one better in the 4K video. It's fucking
Oh,
outstanding.
that's tight platinum.
Mate, it is outstanding quality.
Oh, look at that. Very nice.
Outstanding.
To me, that tops the scale version just because I like.
Well, but yeah, you like your Deutz, Gaz. I mean,
I really do.
But for it, mate, the water got that fucking warm. They was like rampant. But yeah,
Love it when fish don't fucking behave. It's great, isn't it?
Momotaro Kahaku. Good Benny plate on that.
We're not getting to seat sizes though. Next one.
Yeah.
Tell you what, I've got to remember to keep blinking with these contact lenses and I keep staring at the screen.
What do you reckon to this, Roy?
That's nice.
Yeah.
That is nice.
I think that's one of my best pieces, personally.
29 cm.
I can't remember off the top of my head. It's fucking Ginrin, mate. It's absolutely unreal.
That's nice. That.
I wish I had that in my pond, to be fair.
Yeah, I could get rid of it. Fucking nice.
That is good. So next one.
Sister. Shower. Another banger. Good quality Ginrin throughout again. What breed did you reckon, Roy?
Ooh, there's a test for you.
Sakai Company.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sakai coat all day long. That, mate, it'd be interesting to see what people see on that. It's like some of them I get a little bit worried because they don't see the potential of where they're going to go because they just see the fish that they're looking at. But it's fucking Sumi placement on that is fucking insane.
One for Rick at New Forest, that.
Yeah, definitely.
yeah.
And that Sankey as well, I reckon.
Fucking hell, that different level, that.
And then I'll put
What's
another sister in. Mate, fucking mad as a box of frogs, this fucking thing.
Listen, I'm like the Becco whisperer. Listen.
Oh.
Listen.
The Becco whisperer. Right, and that is an example. That's fucking class, mate, isn't it?
I'm really quite impressed with my little Becco in my pond when I've come back from my holidays. The sumi's come up on it, something rotten. It looks lovely. There we go. Ginrin Becco.
You get that off of Ryan's eyes. He'll be bidding.
Ooh.
Fucking stroll on to a little Ginrin theme here, Shag.
Yeah, mate. I fucking love the Ginrin, mate.
Yeah, I do like Ginrin as well. Ginrin and Deutz.
I really think Ginrin's going to be a big thing next year.
Word on street is it minute. There's a few breeders actually doing it for the first time this year that's doing Ginrin.
Well,
which I'm looking forward to.
Skin on
Ginga
it.
and Benny Guy.
Full of it, mate.
Another shower.
Nice shower. Banging shower.
It was nice on it.
Yeah, really
Yeah.
good. Again, watch the watch actual video when it drops tomorrow.
Yeah, so you can
you'll
watch
see
them all the
the
way
quality.
through, guys. This is just to
Yeah,
give you a quick flick through of what's coming up. That does look nice and pan net, doesn't it?
Fucking amazing fish.
Ben is deep on that.
Ta-da! Juggle. That's when it's unedited. Skin's good as well.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
A Fucci. Mate, his fish have been fucking fantastic, mate. They've got better as the season's gone on, right?
That's what I think. That's one of my next ones. I want a Benny Kikikuru, a real good one. You saw some lovely ones, Ryan, man, at some of them places where you and Lee went last time. There's some fucking beauties in there. Am I right in thinking
I've got some really nice ones in the green ponds.
the dragonfish, aren't they?
On it, unless you see, it's always difficult with Benny Kikos because they come in boxes of consolidated shit in mixes in shops, and I'll be honest, they don't do the variety any justification whatsoever.
Yeah,
like they're a fish that need time. Like I literally, if I get stuff in like that, I separate them off into a different tank and put some size on them because they like anything. Like I've said before about certain varieties, they just need a bit more time on them.
Need some bulk to them.
Well, they just need to transform because the Stumi
Yeah.
needs to fall back for the Benny to come into place, and they're quite a dark variety as toes are. Really, they don't really flourish particularly well. But I've had some pretty Marasaka, Rafucci, Aoki. Had some really good ones this year, to be honest.
Yeah, Aoki. This is a beautiful fish.
This is nice. That it's a wick bugger and all, isn't it?
Well, mate, that water must have been fucking 50 degrees. It had been out there for 2 hours.
Ain't having none of that keeping still for you.
No, they don't, mate, in that water. Little starters. Warm us up. I didn't even watch this video back, to be fair. So, first I've seen it.
Oh. A Deutsch?
Shinoda Deutsch. Yeah, Shinoda.
Go. And a Deutsch Sankey. Oh, Ryan, I tell you what, that little Deutsch Sankey's looking good. Just getting some size on it. The one I got from you as well. That's nice, mate.
Yeah.
That's a trio.
There's a nice trio there. Are they going as a trio?
Yes. Yeah.
Nice little bag there.
That fucking Sankey is outrageous.
Let's move them on. Oh, there.
Covered in water. Fucking.
That's how you got birds
Really
on your
like
head. Magnified through your glasses, isn't it?
Mate, like the top. So, yeah, a good
There you
lot.
go. Finished
good
on the
lot.
palm of a hand.
That's true.
So there you go. That's what's coming up in next Tuesday's koi event, guys.
I've sent you a bit of koi appreciation, Gaz, for nightcap. Crafty will like this one as well. I'm not really a massive fan of this variety, but I've got one it grow. This is one it growing pond when I had him out of a day, and this is looking the nuts.
He knows why I like it as well.
Look at the scalation on that bad
Mate,
boy.
it's fucking filth. Fuck me, man.
The colour and how the scales are set in it as well are just, they're so separated, the scales, they're fucking, it's unreal.
Aragoki, man, look at it.
Aragoki's a mint, aren't
Yeah, they're really, really interesting fish, I think.
These all, well, you can see them underneath. There's a few bit, like I said, I was grading them out, a few bits of lost colour and stuff, but that's about 25 cm a minute. But
that changes colour when you roll it over, man. It turns sides. Yeah. It's like pearlescent.
As far as Aragoki go, that's going to be my numero uno. The scalation on it is unreal. When you actually,
Kobayashi.
Yeah, you don't see the justification in that video. When you actually see it in a bowl, you think, fuck, like the scales are just so thick and set in it, but the coloration's superb.
What don't help is when it gets scaled down on this live call. You know, it takes
God,
them
like
the detail out.
Dallas of the koi world, that. There we go. That's something different.
Yeah, be interesting to see how that looks.
Yeah. And Cobras as well.
All those people that did join this evening, I've just approved everybody onto the GKP Koi community group as well. So there's 5 new members there. So thank you very much for joining, everybody. And on that note, gents, dibs on that, Ryan, Jeff says. There you go, you've got to buy a phone. Yeah.
You wait till you see me short body. But anyway.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to check my short body tomorrow. Not my personal one.
It looks terrible. Honestly, it's all Benny's gone on. You know the little one I got from Kobayashi?
Yeah, mate, I was banging.
All the Benny's gone now, so it's just a Ginga Mitsuba, but it looks terrible. Honestly, the fucking shape of it now. It's growing. Because obviously everything's growing.
Mate, and going, what the fuck are these? It's like, don't look.
It's like 25 to 30 cm in there, and then you've got this thing in there that's like that big, it's like that deep. It looks fucking terrible. So its spine's all twisted up and that off. Horrendous.
It's mate.
Is that being crossbred with a Tamasaba?
No, just a favourite spawning, mate.
Yeah. Kajaku got fucking wrong.
Crafty short belly.
It looks a little bit like Crafty, but I'm not going to lie. It's got a bit of silver and gold right up front.
Twisted.
Did we have anything else to mention? Don't think we did we?
No, I think we fucking smashed it out a bit tonight, mate.
We took it to grindstone a little bit.
We did a little bit, mate, but it was all in a positive, constructive manner.
That's what it's about, isn't it? Putting world to rights.
That's the whole point of talk shows, is it not?
Well, that's the idea, isn't it? Yeah, talk about.
We'll probably get slagged off and called bits by some people because we're just opinionated twats. But anyway, we'll live with that.
We all do. Always have, haven't we?
It's not new, is it?
Anyway.
It's not new. Anyway, there we go, guys. That's it for this week. Usual thing. If you've been enjoying this kind of content, do us a huge favor. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend. And until next time, keep smiling, guys. We'll catch you on the next one.
Yeah.
Good night.
A bunch of cricket bats, every single one of you. And I will see you on Tuesday.
Yes, you will. We'll see you all next Tuesday. Good night, Al.
Good night, all.